Good evening. Welcome to Greyhound Watchalong. We're back. It's been a while. It's been a few months, but the World Cup's over and we have returned. Joined as always by Paul Lawrence, Housewife's favourite. Hello, Pal. Usual guest, Borough Watty. Thank you for coming on, Watty.
No problem.
And a new guest, Jack Bingham. Hello, Jack.
How are we doing, guys? All right.
Very good. It's like meeting a celebrity.
Are you meeting me?
a Twitter celebrity.
Sure so, if you went on my Twitter, you think I'm the angriest man in the world. You really would. I'm actually quite a nice fella, believe it or not. I've had enough. I think everyone's had enough.
Passionate.
So yeah, that's it.
No, that's quite all right. Couple of interesting cards. I think somehow the Romford one looks a lot easier than Shelbourne. But what do you guys make of it?
It's been two gambles in a row. Romford went in. I made the Shelbourne card difficult. I'm not massive on Irish racing, to be honest with you. I do watch it, but it's normally a watching brief for me. I'm not a big Irish punter as such. Romford I know a lot more about. I used to do the graded there until I had a baby. That went out the window. The opens, I'm normally there on a Friday. I like to get out there on a Friday, so I know a little bit more about the dogs. There's some nice dogs running there. But as far as Shelbourne goes, for me, it's a watching brief, but quite an enjoyable watching brief, I think, with some of the dogs running.
Yeah, some unbelievable races. What do you make of it, Pierre?
I've done a Shelbourne card, not really looked too much at Romford.
That's fair enough.
So between us, we should be all right. As long as Jack's up to scratch, you know what I mean?
Listen, don't expect anything from me, honestly. You follow me, be skin. Never mind.
Romford Ryan put his picks up earlier as well, which is always handy.
Yeah. And to be fair, Dylan Fitzsimmons put his Shelbourne picks up as well. So
did he?
That's not a bad way to follow either.
Let's have a look.
He replied to someone's tweet with him, I think. You have to have a look.
I will have a look. He's a decent judge, is Dylan. Dylan Fitzsimmons, tweets and replies. What's he gone for? Cornetto, Bogger Hunter, Jack Tavern Bella, I'll Not Be Back, and Ballymac Finn.
That Jack Tavern Bella, I've seen a lot of people put that up. Not that I know much about the dog, but I've seen a lot of people put that up. I'm not sure what you think about that, Pierre.
Yeah, he's got a chance, but I think probably Patrick Guilford's pitch is probably his master, really. But it's all a lot of that's all the break. It's a short run to the turn as well, isn't it? So a lot of it's on the break. But I did at the price. I didn't really have a strong opinion. They're the top two in the market, and
that's the distance price, isn't it? That Jack Tavern Bella.
Yeah, 750. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that trap 6 Calarazzo.
Very spooky, PL. He mentioned his name and he changed one.
What's that? Oh yeah, Patrick. Yeah.
Yeah, the 6 dog in that race.
You mentioned his name.
Sorry, Jack, I missed that, mate.
Yeah, Watty seems to be on a delay.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm on the delay or what he's on a delay. I'm trying to work out whether it's me or not. I can't quite work it. Every time I talk, he talks.
I think that happens anyway, to be fair. It only gets worse as he gets drinks the night.
He gets drunker. Yeah, imagine. That Calarazzo is the bitch I was talking about. I asked Brian Kennedy about her because I watched her run.
It's ready.
It must have been about 6 months ago now, and I've bought a few dogs off Brian before. I know you have as well, Tom. Actually, I think the one you've got at the minute is a lovely fella.
Yeah.
But we asked about her, and she wasn't for sale. I think he wants to breed from her, but I'd be quite interested to see how she goes.
Yeah, it'll get a few quid for her if she runs well tonight.
Well, but this is it. To be fair, I thought she was worth a few quid a little while ago, but he didn't want to sell her, so we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Harry, hello, evening, gents. Hope you're all well. Didn't realise Tom was relocated to Vegas for his lights window. No such thing as a cost of living crisis on Lecky. As you can see behind me, there is actually a lot of rolls of insulation. So I'm currently in the process of boarding up the loft. So it's all about balance.
Is that your keyboard in the background there, Tom, as well?
Yeah, I bought it at the start of COVID when I thought work
Okay.
was going to die and I wouldn't have anything to do. And I learned to play the intro from Still Dre for about 3 hours. And that's the only time I've ever played it. But I keep it there because it makes me look quite middle class. So
At some point, I was going to have to get you over there and playing that intro. You've learned it so well, you know.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
I think I know the first verse of the first line, so I could sing it maybe, and then we'll go through.
bit of rap karaoke. Yeah,
That's
I like it.
That's it.
Alan Southern, evening, gents. Hope you had a great Christmas. Alan. Craig's after a rendition. I don't think I've got enough plug sockets there to plug it in, but next time, Craig, I'll get practicing again.
He's banned from this channel, isn't he, Craig? After what happened last time?
Yeah, he's disgraced himself a few times on it. We do love him, but
disgrace is the correct word for Craig, I think.
He's increasingly letting the handbrake off.
I won't add a bad word said against Tricky.
He's a sound bloke.
I did put myself when we did the live broadcast from Toaster.
Yeah,
come on, Tricky, come on. Just sat down and
lucky Ray Bond wasn't there.
Sack. Oh.
You just don't expect someone to be that drunk at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday. Just completely caught us
unawares. The first winner, so he just got on it straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems to have a lot of time. Craig's eyes when Koosh is on, as discussed on Twitter earlier in the week. Be a cold day in hell.
He didn't like the answer, did he? He wasn't very happy with you, I don't think. But...
He's just playing, I think. I hope. My house hasn't burnt down yet, so I think we're all right.
So we're Shelbourne first, aren't we? I'm just trying to.
Yeah,
I've got the stream up, so.
We've got 4 or 5 minutes between the races at the start, and then it starts to stretch out a little bit more in between. So we may as well talk about Romford first. Talk about 7:18.
Okay. Where are we?
Which I will pull up on my other screen.
Yeah, I can't get away from the 2 dog.
No,
yeah.
Ozark.
You just got to look at its Irish form. What it's done at Dundalk. It's incredible. It beat some unbelievable dogs at Dundalk.
Yeah, won the bar 1 sprint cup, wasn't it? 20 grand race.
Yeah, and I think if that maiden competition they were talking about, I think it's been on Twitter a little bit. Have you seen it? They've changed the rules slightly. I think if that was for normal maidens, this dog would have been not running this week, and I think it would have been running next week in that competition. But it's nice dog.
Yeah, you're not going to be entering a dog in a maiden unless
Romford did say at the very start that Romford did say at the very start that it was at least 6 runs, but the GBGB didn't put it in the calendar, and then they're blaming Romford for them not doing their job.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a debate about that, from what I've read anyway, because the rules are the same as last year. I can't remember. I think we might have had a runner in it last year, and the rules were the same then. They just weren't printed in the calendar this year, and I think Romford had sort of pointed the finger at the GBGB, and the GBGB have sort of turned around and said, "No, hang on a minute, you should have checked it." And it's very political. No good if you're aiming a dog at it, is it really? You're saving a dog for it, and then a week before or so, whatever it is, they turn around and say, "Actually, this isn't the rules." But
we've been preparing Killar Elk for it, which is the Greyhound Watchalong Syndicate dog.
Yeah.
And we realised, I think so one of the lads emailed the racing office when we were about 3 runs in, and we worked out if we could get a run a week in, we would be able to get the dog in. But it's had a little setback this week, so we've got to try and get 2 runs in the next week to do it. But like all of our plans have been around this competition, and we've been laying the dog out for it. And it's been running in graded when we could have been going in maidens and sprints and stuff like that. So we've wasted potentially 2 months ish with the dog because we didn't realise and didn't get going any sooner. So it's a bit annoying.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Peter reckons Ozark's a good thing here. Ozark should have been at Shelbourne tonight. Ben Green
Is that
owes
right?
like
It's got the
fast.
fastest sectional to third bend at Shelbourne.
I did read that somewhere.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, 193 split. So I'd imagine it's that
What-
run. 28-11.
I mean,
Be no
it
surprise looking
should
at
just be
Dundalk.
too good. No, it should just be far, far, far too good for these. And the fact that it was odds against earlier in the day, I thought was pretty crazy.
Mm.
The 3 dogs aren't that
Making
far
it-
behind it at Dundalk.
No. I've seen strange things
But
happen
just-
at Romford, I must admit.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Problem
to
with
go
3 is it when it, problem with 3 is when it was in that national sprint, it just kept absolutely walking out.
Mm.
You can definitely run though.
Oh yeah, I backed the 3. I think it was the night he got knocked out up at Nottingham because after the pace it showed in the first round, I must have given them 3 lengths of boxes, and it really roared to the corner. I don't think it's a bad dog at all, a 3 dog.
No.
But you can't be giving this 2 dog that sort of head start here. You've got no chance.
No. Which
Oh, no,
traps
no.
do they have at Dundalk? Is it the curved ones?
I think they might do it.
Pass.
I don't think so.
PL might be the better person to ask for that. I don't know.
I think they're all the same, aren't they, in Ireland?
Hmm.
I don't think they have any
Yeah.
curved ones.
I feel like that word's going to be used quite a lot.
First race on though, Tom's is 7:14 Shelbourne.
Yeah, we shall switch over. And we're already on PL.
Yeah. I like this dog.
It's a tougher race.
In
But
what
yeah,
respect?
it's a nice thought. I don't think anything's particularly clear in terms of being able to get a break on
I think
anything
3
else.
starts, it will lead and win.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's what I think.
that'll do.
I did have a little look earlier. I thought the 6 had half a chance of leading. It's got reasonably good form around Dundalk. I'm not sure it's the strongest dog, though, to be honest with you, but
It's times. It is a good dog. It's definitely a good dog. Its times around here aren't hugely impressive.
no. No, but the
Yeah,
2101 at Dundalk is, isn't it? So,
Yeah, I was having a look at Bonanza at the start, and it was quite well found. It's drifting like a barge now. But my thinking was if anything else got loose, Bonanza would have to run its absolute best run ever to be able to catch
I
it.
agree. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I agree.
One has some good form as well on its Limerick runs. It's as fast as 3. But on Shelbourne, probably the best dog around Shelbourne out of all these is Lid the 2.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, albeit it's easy to win A2s, isn't it? And if you
Yeah, but he can go if he goes bingo and leads. There's no really any back runs in the race, is there? So,
No, that was the dog actually I thought would go smash and take Stream of Sydney's ground because she stays, but she's moving off. So I thought 1 and 2 were drawn wrong, and I just thought, yeah, actually we probably should cover on. We can't now. Are we taking Ian's comms?
Yeah, we can do.
Hair's running. And 1 has it, 2 leaving the gates, 3 shine early. Galloping Sydney leads into the turn. Ahead of the red up on the inside, Stream of Sydney. On the outside of that one is the reserve. Pints, not Pilates, down the far side. And it's 3 still with the lead. Danger, though, is going to be Streams of Sydney. She does stay. Just check, though, at the third bend when trying to close on the lead. The Galloping Sydney turning for home now is all out from Stream of Sydney, who's drawing alongside up towards the line. Stream of Sydney's nabbed us.
And well done, didn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
well.
she's good. She stays well. I knew she did. But I just thought 2 would ruin her. But she got rid of her.
Just watching it again now. Well, 2 did try to ruin her, to be honest with you. I mean, 1 just shrugged it off and
picking
off it went.
Over to Romford we go.
Come out the one down the back straight, not the other way around.
Not by price, really, is it? Too.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah.
No, it's not. If this 2-dog traps here, I reckon it's doing 23.60.
Yeah.
I really think it's that good. 23.70, 23.65, something like that. I really do think it's that good. It won the bar one, didn't it? This dog.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
It did. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Do you think that Flashing Willow was in that one? And that's what's that? 15.44 dog was it? A toaster.
Yeah.
So there's some running in it. A bit like that. But then again, the
Yeah.
price don't make sense, does it?
Plenty of trying to lay him.
Yeah, they are.
Romford,
Yeah.
don't it? Anything happens.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. But I wouldn't be keen to lay it.
The one to keep an eye on in this race is the 5 dog. Nate's got that at the kennel. Billy's Blazer. Nice dog. I've seen a couple of. I think trial with a dog I was looking at. I don't think I didn't end up buying it in the end, but it is a very nice dog.
How many dogs have you
He
got?
won an A1, didn't he?
Yeah, it just got picked up. But
Right.
It was, yeah, no, I didn't win. I think it led up last week and got picked up near the line. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
Rightly.
I think I watched the start of his race. I see him show early.
Yeah, no, he led up. We had about 3 lengths clear, and he sort of just. I don't know. He still got a little bit lost. It was a bit strange. But it was his debut, so you can sort of understand it. He's only a young dog. I can't remember what age he is now. I think it might be May or June 21. I'm not sure. It's not a. Let's have a look. In March 21 it is. Yeah. But it broke really well last week. I don't think it's good enough to stay with this 2 dog, like I say, but I think it's just one to keep an eye on moving forward. I think it would be a nice dog around Ringfield.
4-7 now. 1.72. Look at the money waiting to. Jeez.
It's been back now. They landed back
on this Tom score.
Yeah, just a fun score.
Oh, have I got a com?
You are.
The new camera angle.
Yeah.
Much better.
Hot favourite in 2 as well. Hawkfield Ozark for Patrick Janssens. Hare approaches. Leads right away and racing and force bombed out. Lay back Patsy, but up on the inside, showing good early zip is Hawkfield Ozark to grab the lead. Bit of trouble there. Crowding at the back as well for the 1 and also 3 and 4. And down the far side into the 3rd turn, Hawkfield Ozark has gone some 8 lengths clear from the wide runners, duking it out for the runner-up spot. This is all about one greyhound, and Patrick Janssens. Hawkfield Ozark wins in style.
What's the cameraman thinking there? Did you see that?
Wow.
No need to flick back to the 3, is it?
No need at all. Never mind.
No.
So it sort of half missed it, didn't it? Just roared to the bend. I thought it was like a nice shut moment when it got to the bend. What was going to happen with the 4 dog? But there you go.
3 get knocked over at the 2nd turn.
Yeah, I think so.
Did it?
Because they were there, 3 and 4 were just in behind one. All of a sudden, they were gone.
I think
I think 3 was right.
Has Galloping Sydney held on? A few people have been saying on the chat.
Didn't look like it did to me.
No,
I don't know what the result is, but it always favours this. Favours this side of a length, doesn't it? You know what I mean? And if they're wide apart, but that didn't seem that wide apart.
The bet's not been settled yet.
No result came up on I noticed on RPG TV either. I'm just surprised me how much the red took out it down straight. You'd think the white would out the red down the back, and then maybe he's tired of coming for home. Maybe it hasn't won the red. It's been desperate, hasn't it?
Let's have a look.
Still in front there. Still in front on the nod. I've got this one. Looks like it's got beat. That's one. It's
Yeah,
one.
it does.
3-1. That's one.
Well, that's. I mean, that is amazing.
It just
I'm
shows you how
happy
bad
with
the
that.
angle is. Like,
And
it's half.
Shows you how bad the commentator is, Burrowy.
I agree with you. I don't mind you calling the wrong one. The first one of me slippers.
It looked like it was a full head to me when I was
Been
watching
doing well
replay.
at Doncaster PL.
Yeah, I've been doing all right, mate. Yeah. Yeah.
The 10-1 winner on
very
Christmas
good.
Eve was a treat.
Yeah. Yes. No, it's been
I
going.
bet one
right.
you did a day last week. I thought the outside was running. Oh, sorry, go on. Last Saturday, I bet one. I thought the outside, it was pouring down, or it was heavy, and I thought the outside might be running better. It was 11-4. I don't get best odds guaranteed. I thought I'll check that. I put it on the race. It was 10 on Betfair or 11, and I was like, oh, for Christ's sake, is it not going to win or is it knackered? So I had to back it again, and yeah, it won a park. It was 6-dog third race, bit of a thing or something like that. It was just done on.
Yeah.
But that was a blessing when you should get that best odds guaranteed. They go out from 11-4 or 7. It's better, whatever. But
No, I'm the same as you now.
them days are long gone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, actually, I did that as well. I had a little nibble on a bit of a thing. Just thought it was the wrong price. And I was the same as you. I thought it was better on the wide as well, yeah.
It was double figures.
We're Shelbourne next, aren't we? 9:32.
Yeah, we've got the 7:32 and then the 7:36.
Look.
Yeah, 7:30 in 4 minutes.
Fortune called it. We should have took his commentary. Then we wouldn't have had any sweat.
we can put it on. I've just about worked out how to use my monitor.
Good start.
Yeah. So we are in profit, which is always a nice place to be. Nothing worse than chasing your tail at the start of the night.
2 out of 2, Tom. 2 out of 2.
100% records for the return of Greyhound Watchalong.
It's like Doncaster all over again.
Yeah. So, Jack, you had a runner in the Puppy Derby.
We did have a runner in the Puppy Derby. So we thought quite a lot of the runner as well, actually. Won its first round heat, won it well, come off miles off the pace and roared home, and then obviously the circus came to town, and so
Was that Google? He's run some really good races around there. Catch the eye. I bet him when he won that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest with you, the dog to start with,
He should have somewhere like home, I would think, over that 5:15.
Yeah, he wants a little bit further. He'd be a nice 5.75 dog. If he had a little bit more early, I think. Hopefully get further than that. But yeah, no, we've got the Dumfries. They sort of rang up Nathan and said that we're going to send one over, have a look at him and see what you think. So they done that. We had a look at him, put him around Romford, liked his trials. We knew Romford wasn't really going to suit him, so then we bought him, and yeah, but he's fantastically bred. He's out of Droopy Saga, who was an absolute aeroplane, and Malaki is the seer. So you're not going to get breeding too much better than that. So we knew they had the potential to be good. And yeah, like I say, we sort of broke him in, ran him in the puppy competition at Monmore. He sort of missed his break, done a lot of running, and then sort of didn't have enough, which was fine. He was only a puppy. Ran him an A1 at Monmore, same sort of story. And then we took him to Toaster. And obviously, you know, what happened after that is being all over social media. So we just, we weren't happy. So obviously he ran his first round heat. We were quite pleased with that. Went back the week after. I think that was before the frost hit, I think. And that's, I think they put the dogs on the track to the first heat, and then the tracks had to open. Yeah. And to be completely honest with you, before we went, there was a few in the syndicate that were quite sceptical about it anyway. They've had other dogs go to Toaster, and obviously we've all seen what's happening with the traps and everything else. But we said, look, we run him in it. There's not many puppy derbies, so we put him in it. And then the traps failed to open, so we sort of said to Nathan there and then, because he was due to run in the second round, the second heat of the second round after. Yeah. And I said straight away, I said, look, let's put him in the van, let's bring him home. I don't want to run him. He's only a young dog. There's no point risking him in it. I'm not having that. And then they abandoned the meeting. So obviously that sort of took that decision out of our hands anyway. And we thought, all right, we sort of sat on it. And then I think it was I can't remember the dates now. We must have gone up there 3 times. Got halfway there. Somebody decided they didn't want to get to work on time, so they didn't look under the covers until about an hour before the off. So then we had to turn around and come back. And then it happened again. And then the third time when we went there, we got to the track, and then there was an hour delay because they hadn't worked on the track enough. And then once the dogs got put in the tracks, that was it was just ridiculous. And then obviously, as you saw what happened the other day, and it happened again. So we just wanted to make a point of it though, because a lot of people pull dogs and they put down, not lame, or they put down by stewards. We just wanted to make sure that we weren't swept aside and put under the carpet. Really, we just wanted to say, look, this is what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. This is why we made that decision. And we will go back to Toaster when they sort their traps out, because everybody said it. Rab McNair said it. Patrick Janssens has said it, but none of them actually done anything about it. So
yeah, but that's the thing is, why don't they all stick together and get something to be done about it?
Well, the truth is they were sticking together. So Nathan texted us the day before. He said to us, look, all the trainers have come together. They've all said they're not going to run the dogs unless they change the track. That's what we were told. So we went, fantastic. We're with them on that. That's what we're going to do. And then the next day, we got a message. Oh, so-and-so said, no, we're not going to do that to Kevin. We're going to run our dogs. So then we were left with the situation with what we had, which was after runners, to be fair to them, there's a few Weatherall. There was the Collette from Swindon, I think it is. There's a couple of other trainers as well. Charlie Reese, I was talking to Charlie about it, pulled their dogs. And then obviously Patrick, Rab, and Marlins might have had a runner. And obviously Boothby's pet, Frank Gray. He ran his dogs, and then that was what they were left with. But it wasn't great.
Were you surprised by the strength of reaction there was to it?
Not at all. No, because I spend a lot of time on Twitter, as you can all probably tell. So I've got a good idea of what's going on there, and everybody's saying it. But the thing is, people say stuff and they don't do that. I've done it, and that's the thing. What annoyed me was Peter Harnden come out and he thought I wasn't really a row. It was a heated discussion, because I've got quite a lot of respect for Peter. Honestly, I spoke to Peter before. I've met him before. He's a nice fella, but he's obviously going to be on the other side of the argument because of his connections and everything, which is fine. But then he come out and said, "Oh, you're only doing it because it's Toaster, and you wouldn't do it to any other." That's rubbish. I pulled dogs off at Romford. I love Romford. Karen at Romford. If there was a Karen at every track in the country, I'm telling you now that Graham Racing would be a million times better place. Like, she's amazing. But I've pulled dogs there before. It's not a personal thing. And if anybody's been on my Twitter, like I said, they think I'm the most miserable man in the world because I moan about everything. It's not just Toaster. I'm just a moany person. It's just me. But it was just a straw that broke the camel's back, and we just thought, what? And the GBGB, there's nothing. I think the only comment I've seen to the GBGB was when that was it the Northamptonshire Press or something the other day. Mark Bird.
Yeah.
Is that right? He come out and said, "Oh, I text Kev," and he says he's going to sort it. You see, oh, really? Okay. Yeah. So that was that really. And hopefully now we've done that, it sets a precedent, and other people start doing it, and other people go, "Do you know what? Stuff this." Because we're not in it for the money. If we were in dog racing for the money and for the run money, then we'd be idiots, wouldn't we? Because let's have it right. Not many people you're lucky to break even on the dog. Unless you've got something special, you're never going to break even on the dog. So for us, it's about enjoyment, and we don't enjoy seeing our dog's head get stuck in a trap. So we pulled it, and that was that. So there you go. I better stop talking because we're missing next race otherwise, won't we?
We'll pick it up again because there's there's plenty to discuss. It needs to be discussed. PL, you've gone for a bit of the V here.
Yeah, I think it's 3 runners. I think it's 1 and 4 into the turn.
Yeah,
and I think Milridge Dolly is more of a sort of a strongish sort of type, but can break. Probably is going to go in a little bit itself, but Bocco's Melody will go into sort of almost lane 3. So I think it will give her plenty of room. I just thought the price was wrong, Tom. That was all. I mean, that's why I've only had a little tiny bet because there's no Harry Finley always used to say to me, just to stop the brain damage, there's nothing worse than saying, "Oh, that's a big price," and then having 0 on it. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to have a big bet on it because I'm not that confident. But
it's my pick as well for this race.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right, it's come in there as well.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, the price is was huge. I think it's quite an interesting runner.
Yeah, it is.
It's quite a trappy race.
It is, yeah. And as well, Global Prima, I thought, Tom, would probably dive inwards and
Yeah.
can start. So
Yeah.
might kind of squeeze up Lily White Queen, who probably is going to move off herself, but she's normally a good breaker, Red. That's the thing. But
I
and
think
two
she's
will
short
move off.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I like dogs to run in straight lines, and I know one's got to be moving off, but I think two will probably move sort of off into three, and three could hit two. So I suppose it could give one a good run into the turn. But again, as I say, I repeat myself, I like dogs running straight lines, and I know one's not going to run a straight line. That's 5 to 4.
Yeah.
We've already said
Yeah.
6 might move in a bit, but that's, you know, that was double digits, and now probably a few people are thinking the same as me. So
Yeah, absolutely. And Jack, Watty, any strong views on this one?
I wouldn't say strong.
I bet 4 or 7 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
If I was to bet the race, I'd bet 5. I had someone text me earlier about the 5 as well, actually, just saying they liked it at the price. But no, nothing strong.
Okay.
yeah, I think probably. And listen, the traps might open and one goes wallop, and I make myself sound stupid, but I just thought one was underpriced in this sort of race. I think they're more going on. Oh, it's drawn trap 1. It's on the inside of all the pace, so therefore it's a good thing. But I don't know. They do seem to go wallop out of Red at Shelbourne. I must admit, but I'm not convinced she necessarily wants Red. But can you get this commentary from a fortune? You got him?
Yes, I have.
Good.
And there is the bell. The runners for the second here tonight. The Barking Buzz Up, Bitch 525. Lily White Queen in 1. Solid Serene. Global Prima. Cornetto. 4. Buckles Melody. And 6. Millridge Dolly. Hair up behind boxes. Racing, good start by trap 4, Cornetto. 1 up the inside, Lily White Queen. But it is Cornetto who leads on the opening corner. And that could be the winning move. She leads into the back straight. From in second, 6, Millridge Dolly. Then comes 1, Lily White Queen. But Cornetto leads into the third bend from 6, Millridge Dolly. A gap to 1, Lily White Queen. 3, Global Prima. And Buckles Melody. But up front, and it is Cornetto. This strong running daughter of Law Hill Blake leads off the final turn. Only 1, Cornetto. Second is 6, Millridge Dolly. 5 is third, Buckles Melody. It looked like it was fast. It certainly is. 28-26. Well done to Cheryl Sutcliffe and Pat Guilfoyle. A potent combination. Yeah, she had them licked very early on.
Yeah. Going on to Borroway. I did have a little bit of place market as well, Tom. So I don't.
Did you? Oh, that's good. 3 minutes to the off at Romford. And we have got the track record holder in this race.
So
the 4 ran well last week.
Sorry, what? You go on.
I thought David Muller.
Oh, he's frozen again. I'm not off. Go on, Jack.
So I thought 1 was too big earlier, and it seems to have got even bigger. 50s on that is wrong for me. The one's got a 370 split on his card, and it's got a draw. The 2 moves off slightly. If you watch the 2's race at Crayford, the 2's not been rounded since March, I don't think. The 2 moved off slightly at Crayford. I'm guessing it's going to do this. I wouldn't say the 1's a bang rowler, but it's got a pitch and it can break. And I think if it does that, then it's got a sniff at a big price. Obviously, the class in the race is the 3. The 5 dog's a nice dog at Yarmouth. It's got nice sprint times at Yarmouth, but I'm not sure it's got good enough early to get involved here. The 5, if you look at his sprints over, I think he ran 4 bends here and done a couple of 380 splits. To be winning this, you want to be over 4 bends. You want to be doing a 370. So I think I can find a bit of trouble. I just thought 1 was the value. Obviously, 51 was better than 34, but there you go. That was my take on it anyway.
I like it. I like an angle. I thought Chop Rainbow obviously is the quickest dog in the race, had a decent chance. The fact that 1 and 2 aren't necessarily the typical caliber Chop Rainbows against, and Chop Rainbows outside of them, I thought gave a reasonable chance. The 5 is quite short, and seems to be plenty of money coming for it.
Yeah, I looked at that for him. It's got a D1 win it at Yarmouth, so I suppose that's at least it's a sprinty type, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I didn't look at the line of form.
Yeah.
Maybe I should.
No, like I say, the one it wasn't a dog I thought I was going to win the one, but I just saw the price and thought to myself, do you know
Yeah.
what? It's got a chance there.
Magnum's Mixers says 3 is the class of the race, but no juice in the price. I would tend to agree with you.
I just thought 2 could do a job on the 3. If you watch 2, it went. If you watch his run at Crayford, I think it went around there without a look as well. Mental, really, putting a dog around Crayford without a look, but it did. And it ran right off in the first bend. And it's not been around Romford for maybe 9 months. I just thought that 2 might smash out again, run off, take care of 3. It just gives 1 a lovely plot. Like I say, 1 can run. Like, you don't do 370 splits around Romford if you can't run. So we'll see.
All right, let's have a look.
All right, it's me. 225 sprint. Oh, favourite. Her approach is in for the sprint. And away and racing, and Chop Chop Rainbow gets a decent break up on the outside, trying to make ground now is Quago's Jack. 2 got pinched back there. Drum do it. Jewel around the second turn, up towards the line. 5 getting on top. Quago's Jack has beaten Chop Chop Rainbow.
Good sprint race, that, wasn't it?
Very good sprint. Yeah.
Nutted it a little bit.
Yeah. There you go. One's actually broke okay. It's just shown absolutely nothing to the bed. It's just died.
Yeah.
Has that done a 370 over 4 bends then? You think that's impossible, wouldn't you? But there you go.
It's like the staying dogs. Yeah, they'll do like 24 seconds in a 4 bend solo, but would never ever be able to do it in a race. They don't necessarily translate, but I mean, 5's done really well to get around the outside of Chop Chop and pace up like that. It'd be interesting to see the time.
Money was down on it, wasn't it, as well? Yeah, 9
yeah.
7 4.
Nick Hanshaw's there at the moment. He's feeding a few times through it. It was 23.83, the Jansen's runner, Ozark dog, which is pretty good.
Not bad first go, is it? First go in a race, anyway.
No, it's very good. He's putting another pound in the meter. Carl Jackson says, fair play, Jack, for withdrawing your dog and making a bit of a stand. So next race up then is 7:56 at Romford and 7:51 at Shelbourne. So we get a generous 5 minutes between each, which is good.
What's happened to Watty? Is he giving up? Is he, or is he on his way back?
He's restarting. We'll see. He has got the worst internet in the world. He's doing a restart.
Is it worse than mine?
Yours is not as bad as normal. Nice, okay.
No. It's starting to freeze up though now.
Right. Yeah, so going back to toaster and traps and all that sort of stuff, I never thought I'd see Oxford reopen. I never thought I'd see Mildenhall reopen. I kind of never thought I'd see Toaster reopen. So to have those tracks is great, and they've got the Derby and all that sort of stuff, and putting on competitions. They're getting sponsors for them, etc. They're doing some good stuff, but if you don't get the fundamentals right, it's all for nothing. Yeah. And this sport is sleepwalking itself into oblivion. And the stuff like this, I think Josh Seeley went on Twitter and said it's 26 grand for brand new set of traps. What do you lose for a meeting that gets abandoned? Because SIS they pulled the plug at the weekend, didn't they? I don't know what their contract is, but I imagine it's somewhere between 10, 20 grand, something like that per meeting. So 1-2 meetings, you've got your money back. And I know this is a sport of fine-ish margins, but as someone said on Twitter and week, it's a £1.5 billion industry. And if we can't get stuff as fundamental as having the traps open consistently in a way that's not going to risk decapitating a dog, which is not beyond the realms of possibility with some of the stuff we've seen, then it deserves to die. And all the people making a living out of it, the promoters, the GBGB, the bookmakers, all of them, they will lose everything. The whole deck of cards will come crashing down if they don't sort out these fundamentals. And the fundamentals are so simple to solve as well. It's just incredibly frustrating. And it's not just the traps, which is a ridiculous thing to still be talking about, because we've been talking about it for a year. Track preparation as well. It's just an absolute joke. Tracks that are running 100 slow one day and then 10 fast the next, and they've just got the wrong people doing these jobs. It shouldn't be a minimum wage job preparing a greyhound track. It should be up there with a respected job like being a greenkeeper at a top golf club, because you've got tens of thousands of pounds of dogs running around in each race that need to be looked after, and you need that consistency. And we just miss the basics again and again and again. And it might sound like everyone's moaning, but we're moaning because we love this sport and we want it to survive. And we're on a trajectory at the moment where it's going the complete opposite direction.
Yeah, 1,000,000% agree with everything you just said, and that's exactly our point. And where does it stop? It's ridiculous. It's you're right. It's not just, and it's not. When Kevin Boothby, by the way, from what you said at the start of the statement, I don't think he's bad for ground racing. I don't. What he's done is fantastic. Like opening the tracks. Don't get me wrong. Suffolk Downs looks like a bombs at it, and there's definitely work to be done there on appearance. Because when I turn the telly on and see that, it don't look good to no one to have a dog running around that place. But away from that, with Toaster and obviously reopening Oxford, fantastic, brilliant. But Tom, you just said it yourself, get the basics right. It's so easy to get the basics right. And it just feels like, and don't be wrong, I don't know this, but it feels like he's cut a corner at every opportunity. So if there's a way to save money, Kevin's done it. That's what it looks like to me. Whether it's on staff, whether it's on equipment, whether it's on the sand they're using, whether it's on the traps they're using, whatever it might be, So that sums it up. I think Peter Harnden, again, sorry to keep, I'm not picking on Peter, but he put a photo up on Twitter of a compressor at Toaster. Did you see that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that right? And then some fella praised him about it. And I thought, what the fuck? Like, you're telling me that's do you think that's a good idea to have a temporary compressor rolled onto the middle of the track? And apparently that's why the tracks failed the first time. But it's just... I think
that something had gone. So I think he's got a degree in engineering or something. So he said, "I'll put a compressor out." From reading between he worked it and they got it working. But from what I could read from what he was saying on Twitter, it sounded like instead of taking the compressor back in after him, they just left it out for the whole week.
So and it froze.
It froze. Yeah.
It's just. Honestly, but the thing is, it just drives people away from the sport. There's so many owners that I know that used to have dogs, haven't got dogs anymore, and it's becoming less and less and less. And even people like me, I love this sport. There's a reason why I'm so moany and I'm so passionate about it. It's because I love it. I wake up in the morning, I think about my dogs. I go to bed. I love dog racing. It's a passion for me. I absolutely love it. But even people like I've not bought any more dogs. I've got a couple of pups, which we've had for a while out of Nathan's Oaks winner by Ruida with Drippy Sydney. They've just got their first race at Moormore next week, actually. But other than that, I've not bought nothing in months, and I won't, because why? Until I start seeing a significant change, and I'll start seeing that people are doing things differently, then I won't. Because as much as I love it, what I don't love is I don't buy dogs to make money. It's impossible unless you've got an absolute rocket. You're not going to do that. I'll buy dogs to enjoy watching them run. But if I don't enjoy watching them run because they're running in traps or at tracks that aren't safe, then I'm not going to do that. So. And I'm not the only one. Like I said, there's a lot of people. Like Rob Howell's another one. I know you guys know Rob. He's got lots of dogs, a lot more than me, and he's the same. He won't buy any more in a minute. So if you losing owners like that, I think Andy Pelly's not buying any more dogs. Tom Steedman, I've seen. Do you know what I mean? They're big owners. They're people that had good dogs. A lot of dogs.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. There's a lot of people who've come in, got loads of open class dogs, had a bit, and they just all disappear. Mark Lowther, he had a good set. I think he's got a few in Ireland. I was looking the other day, but I don't think he's got any in the UK unless I'm mistaken. Rowley Woodcock, who owned Exocet, he always had loads, and he was a name and a face, and I don't ever see him about anymore. I mean, it's like I came in sport, had almost immediate success, and then it's all gone very much downhill since there.
Mhm.
But it's very, very easy to get disillusioned with it. When I first got involved and I was enjoying it, I said I'm not going to get involved in the politics of it because it will just ruin it for me. Because it's kind of one of those sports and politically driven, etc. But you just can't help it, can you? You see these things and they just annoy you. I mean, Kevin's right. Things happen. Yeah, it's an unpredictable sport. You've got live animals and mechanical elements. Things happen. And I remember when Romford left the traps on the track. Do you remember that? And the dogs ran into the back of them. But immediately, straight away, they put protocols into place. They paid all the vets' bills straight away. They did loads of stuff to make sure it would never happen again, and it hasn't happened again. It's when stuff happens and it happens again and again and again. That's the frustrating thing.
But it's not. It's the promises. And that's what annoys me with Kevin most is how many times have we heard him say he's going to do something, not do it? It's just at this point it's borderline ridiculous. Like Oxford, we'll change the traps. So actually, it wasn't the traps; it was the speed of the hair. So we sped it up, and now it's okay. And then I think it was Monday, a couple of days ago, I saw a race, and the dog was coming out sideways again.
Yeah,
just do what you said you're going to do. And then you see on their Twitter, which was what annoys me. I'd see on their Twitter, and they're saying, "Oh, if you've got a problem with welfare, or if you're an anti or whatever, come down and have a look." I'll go down and have a look. But I won't. I want to set my invite. I'll go down and kick their traps. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at an old motor or something. You know, it's true. I would. But they're going to have me down. They are. This is what I mean. So it's like bragging. We've got kennels that got air conditioning. They're fantastic. But get the basics right, because it's what people see. I think I speak to Peter privately, actually, Peter Harmon, and he was saying our Toaster's one of the top 3 safest tracks in the country, running surface wise. Fantastic, brilliant. I don't argue with that. I've never argued that Toaster's not a safe running surface. I think it's ran unfairly for wides at times. If the next race is going to go off, just stop me. I don't think it's a bad running surface at all, Toaster. But what Peter didn't get was people don't see that. If you're watching the sport, right, and you're watching dogs run around in a circle, if you just come onto the sport and you're new to the sport, you're not going to look at what the sand's doing after it leaves their paws or how deep their paws are going. You're going to look at the traps and the things you can physically see. So if the traps aren't opening, that's what people see. They don't see the running surface. They don't see, you know. So it's just what meets the eye, and it's the representation of the sport. But there you go. Hopefully now he's learned his lesson and things start to improve, because I think that's what the sport needs, and I think the sport needs places like Toaster, and it needs people like Kevin Boothby. But we need them to be getting it right, not to be getting it wrong consistently.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of that.
I think the other night though was because straight away SIS dropped them, didn't it? And put Trillia.
Yeah.
So if he's not, whether they're paying for that meeting or not, I don't know. But if they're going to do that every time there's a problem, he's going to have to sort something out now, isn't he? Or he's going to lose even more meetings, or not get paid for them.
Well, yeah, it's all tied into media rights. If he hasn't got a media right still, all of those tracks close tomorrow, I expect.
Oh yeah.
They're not going to survive on the door receipts, gate receipts, like the likes of Peterborough did for so many years. PL, you're dabbling here.
Yeah, I fancy Deadly Showtime, Tom. I think if he gets a start and he's generally good, that should be good enough. A little bit worried about Tully Graven being fresh and going wallop, so I've just saved on him because I think he's sort of class, isn't he? He'd be sort of semi-final, quarter-final stage of a derby. So yeah, they were the 2 dogs I liked here.
Anything for you, Watty?
Fancied the top. Just thought they would get out late and win.
Do you have a look at it, Jack?
I was with the top as well.
Yeah.
I thought it's had a little bit too much class for this lot. Nice draw as well.
if there's any trouble on the inside, I think Roxhome Duke's got a nice pitch. Should easily clear the 5 and can sweep round. So that was my selection, but I certainly didn't have any strong opinion on this race.
Bit of money for 3.
Bailey 11-2, yeah. Last few going in. It's taking an age to get some of these loaded. Right.
There is the bell. The runners for this reset syndicate on 550. 1 Deadly Showtime. 2 Tullig Raven. 3 Ballymac Bailey. 4 Ireland's Own. 5 Clona Blue. And 6 Roxhome Duke. Hair up behind traps. Racing, good start by Trap 6 on the outside. Roxhome Duke leads into the opening turn. 1 Deadly Showtime in second spot, trying to challenge for the lead, forcing his way through. Deadly Showtime goes on by a length, 2 in second spot. 6 Roxhome Duke. Now Tullig Raven is absolutely motoring into the third bend, and Tullig Raven strikes the front from 1 Deadly Showtime and 6 Roxhome Duke. But it is Tullig Raven, 1 Deadly Showtime trying to come back at him. Tullig Raven, Deadly Showtime to the line. Tullig Raven will score from Deadly Showtime, tied for third. The winning time, 30-12. Tullig Raven, a good winner for the Foots in the Door Syndicate and trainer, Pat Buckley.
Yeah, we kind of called that race between us, didn't we?
Well, the winner.
We did, mate. Yeah. One did actually hit 2. I didn't really think it happened at the start, sort of thing like that. And then I suppose he got a little bump there as well with this. Well, by the way, Tom, but then he's moved off really again on the straights. And as I say, I thought one would that, and 2's blown me away 2 at 3. And I think that I do think that's Tullig Raven's sort of potent weapon is the 2 to 3 rather than the early.
Yeah, definitely. You're breaking up
when you're drawn red, and then you move off on the straight, and you let. Am I?
Yeah, I'd give it a restart, PL, because you've been down.
We can do on Father Broadband if you review 2 once, son. What? I'm talking to you as well, mate.
I'll BT. I'm on. It's the last week or so. It's been a bit shitty.
Over to Romford for the 756.
Good race this.
So yeah, Mini's Bullet's obviously running really well at the moment. Form wise though, Romeo on tilt is basically running the same as Mini's, just not quite as eye catching at the moment. So Romford Ryan put up I think Romeo on tilt as well. What do you think?
If Mini's Bullet does a 367 again, then I can't see Romeo on tilt, not from that draw. Matching that. The free's no slug really. It's got nice 6-bend splits. It's not a 4-bend dog around here, but it's got nice 6-bend splits around here. I was with the 2. I thought, especially at that price. I think it was even money earlier. Being back now.
To be fair, it's not a bad price, is it?
No. The one for me is a bit of a non-runner.
Yeah.
Can't see it causing too many problems. It can come away the 1, but I think 2's just going to have too much to clear that to the bend. If the 2 clears up, then I think it's counting money time. I can't see it getting picked up by anything.
Yeah, it's took really well to run for that now.
Yeah, it has. Certainly has.
The Romeo dog could run that. Don't get me wrong. It's not a bad dog at all. And if it leads, then I don't think you'll get to that either. But if you look at what it's done around here, to be fair, when it's run a 4-bend trial round here, it done a 366, which is it's a joker's split really.
Well, it beat Hartfield Ozark.
Well, that tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But whether it can do that again here, I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
like I say, it's not a race I'd personally get really overly involved in.
Mhm.
I think 2's definitely the better at that price.
Yeah, I'm happy enough with this as our portfolio. I think I find it difficult to find a winner outside of those 2 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
But anything happen at Romford, can't it?
Well, this is it. Yeah. You used to got the other dog, Tom. What's the name of it? Not the Clara dog, the other one.
Corten Still.
Yeah, but he's a Clara dog, isn't it? Originally, it's got Clara Lizzie. Is that right? Is he?
It is, yeah. It's one of the Clara Lizzie pups, yeah. We still got him. He's he had a little injury, and then we couldn't do anything with him for ages because the ground was frozen for weeks and weeks and weeks. So hopefully he'll be trialing back soon. He's a nice dog.
He's a nice dog when he gets it right. He just doesn't get it right often enough, does he? I've had a few like that. To be honest with you.
Very draw dependent. Needs red, but he's a decent railer. But no, it's been fun having dogs at Romford again. To be honest, there's something special about seeing your dog run there.
Yeah,
So
yeah. To obviously, I am biased. I must admit, I am very biased.
Yeah.
But for me, I wouldn't have dogs anywhere else. You get looked after when you go. You get your meal. You get your.
You do.
And it is nice. And Karen, like I say, I keep talking about it. She's lovely. She's like I say, the perfect track manager. If you could have a at every track, you'd be laughing. You really would.
Absolutely. No PL for comms, so we'll just have a look at what happens.
Don't ask me to do comms, Jesus.
6-bend contest. Lids open. Romeo on tilt, out to a flyer. Chili Habanero just inside him, but Romeo on tilt as we go around the first bend. Leads by a length to Chili Habanero with Sweet Talker just behind. Minnie's Bullet, an awful lot of work to do. Romeo on tilt. Still in procession. 4, 1, 5, 6. Sweet Talker making up a bit of ground, but they're starting to bunch in behind, allowing Romeo on tilt to just go further and further clear. And as they come around the last bend, Romeo on tilt comes down the lane to score.
Over at Boxes, that wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I said it can. So that's how the split done in this trial. If it does that every week over 6 bends, then you ain't gonna get it beat by much. Them 6 bend tracks are amazing in Romford. I'll tell you, some dogs that just never break amazingly fly. I've got a dog that's got Droopies by a mile, and honestly, he's the most inconsistent dog ever. And if we put him in the 6, I think he won 2 weeks in a row out of the 6 bend traps, and he absolutely flew out of them. So I don't know what it is about them tracks, but some dogs seem to really take to them on the other side of the track.
Yeah. I wonder if it's the sighting of the hair, possibly.
Yeah.
Because it's the same boxes, both sides.
Yeah, no, it's the same boxes, but then in theory, the hair's in the same position when the track's open as well, because it's to the right-hand side of the dog, isn't it? So.
Yeah, it is. You got the angle of the. I don't know. Yeah, not sure.
There's definitely something about them over there, because some dogs go over there and absolutely rip the bars out, and you put them in the 400 traps, and you can't get out of them. Strange.
You're running against different types of dogs, aren't
you? Oh yeah, of course that makes a big difference. Yeah. Yeah.
I as my punting has developed over the years, obviously I'm still terrible, but as it's developed over the years, the dogs that a dog is up against, particularly when it's run well, is one of the key things I look at, because it's really easy to put out a flashy time if you've got an A1 dog running against A3 dogs, and you can see that flashy time, but it's not going to be recreated generally against a better class, particularly when you're stepping up, unless you've just got absolutely loads in hand.
Yeah.
It's when you get staying dogs suddenly get a freak break, isn't it? Get off the front or something, will do a fast time, but then they'll repeat it, isn't it? And obviously, if you grade it, it's grades within grades, isn't it? I mean, our bitches run on Sunday on Sunderland in an A1, and all the dogs in the race bar in 1 have been told that they really weren't wanted at the track anymore because too quick for graded. But now they've suddenly decided to put them all in the same race. They did the same last week, and they've done the same again this week. Just swap the traps around a little bit. But
is it
kind of, go on.
Oh yeah, is it Harlow where like the top grade dogs are like in A4s?
Yeah. Yeah, that's just to save a few quid. It can't be anything else, can it?
Yeah.
I mean, you've about 5 different grades of A7. Sunderland do have different grades of A1s, but they don't. We've got 3 bitches, all A1. It's getting a run, but they don't put enough A1s on. So once you get into A1, you're struggling to get a run, which isn't a lot of use. But like most tracks, I think it's just to save a few quid, especially when they're owned by Arc. But Harlow, yeah, I don't know. No, every race is. I mean, I haven't looked at Sunday's card there, but you guarantee there'll be 3 or 4 D4s and 3 or 4 or 5 A7s.
Is Jack on the rose?
I am on the rose. I am on the rose. Yeah, it's quite a nice drop actually. You should try it. Really nice drop. You know.
I can honestly say you're the first person on Watchalong who's ever had a rose.
The thing is with me, I don't care. I don't know if you can tell, but I love a rose. I do like a beer as well. I like a cider every now and then, but yeah, I am on the rose. It's when I hit the 3rd bottle that becomes a problem. I've behaved myself so far, so. But yeah,
Camden Hells and Glenlivet Chasers. It's the future.
I'm on the water. I went out yesterday for our annual lads pub crawl around town, and I think we did 14 pubs, something like that. Too much. Too much.
Yeah. I was out yesterday from 4 o'clock till last night, but didn't have that much.
Yeah, we went to the working men's club at the end of the night for a game of Killer, and we were all so drunk. No, the game was never going to end, so we had to call it a day at closing time because people barely hit the board. Have you ever been to the darts at Ali Pally, Jack?
I've been, yeah.
I've
been a couple of times. Used to go to the Premier League when it was at the O2 as well. It's all right actually. Do you know what it is? All right, but it used to be a lot better than what it is now. You get a lot of knobheads, I think.
Dickheads, you know? I think it's a technical term.
Do you know what I mean? The people just go there to cause a row or to throw a pint at you, or I can't be doing that, like I say. But yeah, I have been before. It's all right. It's good. It's a good laugh. It is a good laugh.
Yeah, I used to go I used to go every year, but yeah, it's just not very pleasant anymore.
No, but it used to be people that actually like watching the darts and having a pint. But these days, it's not.
Apparently, the Hearns make more out of the darts at Christmas than they do boxing the rest of the year.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently so.
Well, how many days is it over? It must be over about 20 or 30 days.
Month long, yeah.
And they're selling out 2 sessions a day, aren't they? What's Ali Paddy's? I think Ali Paddy's 10,000 in there.
Yes, about that. Yeah.
Some money, innit? 50 quid a ticket.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, give a few quid. PL's back.
Yeah.
You look sad, PL. You don't look like a man who's been bashing out 10-1 Doncaster winners.
I get fed up with all this internet business. It drives me insane.
We want to get fibre, PL. I was just telling Tom. I'll tell you some if you want it. Off the back of a lorry, but it's good stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Fibre broadband. That's what you want. I've got it in my house. It's brilliant. I think your road has to be compatible, though. I'm not sure.
Exactly that. I think that's the problem. But
yeah, you have to have a road which has got it all built into it.
PL lives in the sticks.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where the castle is it? In the sticks?
Yes, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right, 8:11. There's been a bit of chat today about this Bogger Hunter. There's a few that fancy it. Do you have any thoughts, Watty?
It's been beat by plenty of years, hasn't it? When you had that puppy competition, the final one's won by 4, wasn't it? They took off in the final. I thought 5 might get first run, and the one that hasn't run against them all, which has been flying out the boxes, is 2. So 5 and 2 for me. But I think it'll be big enough to touch him.
Jack?
I'm with the top, yeah. Like I say, I've seen a few good judges put the top up, so I'm gonna side with them and stay there. I think.
Yeah. PL, you've done a bit of work on this race, haven't you?
Yeah, I didn't make red as short as this. I do like the dog. I actually backed him. He was the first dog I had anti-post in the puppy derby because I quite liked him as a dog to progress, and I think he won a moderate race at Dundalk the other day. My slight worry is, again, I'm not too sure he really wants red. And like Jack just said, Bally Crystal Ace, or was it, sorry, borrow what he just said, Bally Crystal Ace, I think has got a good deal of trap ability and a little bit of early to go with it. Might just be improving.
Yeah.
So they could easily clash at the start. Clone of Duke's a dog I can't really get to the bottom of. Obviously, he won the Puppy Derby final and he showed massive improved form. And that trial wasn't a bad one to just blow away the cobwebs last time. And I think Trinity Junior will struggle to get around him if they break level. So he was a dog. I really, really liked Trinity Junior. I thought he was almost going to be a Derby dog, and then he's another one. He hasn't quite progressed. I don't think he wants to be stuck out in 5. I actually thought the original runner, Killer Hand Sydney, had some kind of a squeeze. I don't really know too much about Saurus Cash Out, other than I think he'll go across. I think 3's overpriced, maybe.
If Stories Cash Out can find a bit of its back form, it ain't bad.
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, but
he just seems to have gone for ball a little bit recently.
Yeah.
He's got a few dogs. And Nathan Gavin, who owns the Stories dogs, actually, and he don't buy bad dogs. So I can promise you.
I bumped into him actually when we did the live broadcast for Matchbook at Toaster for the Maiden Derby. I spoke to him.
Nice fella,
really nice lad. Yeah, really nice lad.
He is a very nice fella.
Yeah.
He's the one who bought the Stories dog over for the Maiden Derby and caused the uproar. Was it Stories Pee-wee? And I think he won over 6 or 7 Opens in Ireland, and he bought it over for the Maiden Derby at Toaster.
Yeah. I think that's why Romford doing the 6 runs to avoid.
I think it's probably to stop that from happening, which is fair enough. Maiden should be a maiden, really, shouldn't it? You shouldn't be able to do that. So
but Bogger Hunter's going to have to back around them probably.
No, he's an early bird, Tom. He's an early bird, mate.
You think?
Yeah, he is. He's an early pacer. He's got good back straight pace as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think he'd be coming from. No, I think it's like so many. These sort of quality races here, you kind of the best place to be is off the front, I guess. But having said that, I'm putting up a back runner at a big price just in case they cut each other's throats. No, I just thought that 1 and 2 could easily cut each other's throats. That was the way I read it. As I say, I would make Bogger Hunter slight favourite, but not this short. Just not this short. I like him. I do like him as a dog. I do like him. But when you look at 1, 4, and 5 all met in the Puppy Derby final from the exact same traps, and Clone the Duke came flying out and led him on merit. I've got to tell you, he led him on merit. And again, another one that's fresh. He could bounce back. He's one of those. He's got a real. He's literally had 8 starts, Tom. So he is the least exposed of the lot of them. And Graham Holland's a genius with a dog. So, I think it's a real tough race. I just don't think Red should be that short. Now, I'm saying he can win. And it's a bit like that previous race where I thought 1 and 2 would come together. He could, if he goes wallop and clears 2 immediately, then all of a sudden he'll lead and it will be a mess because he'll blow him away 2 or 3 if he leads. So that's what I think.
Yeah, the break's the key, isn't it? What happens to the run the first bend?
For me, probably not a betting race.
I've had a tiny bit, Tom, on 3, just because I think it's a silly price, and also a little bit in the place market as well. So because I think he's a strong running sort, So just a small little bit.
Yeah, why not?
And that actually, again, you talk about traps opening. If 2 went wallop and cleared 1, then all of a sudden that'd be a runner, and that's probably a big price. the double digits there. Thing is, we don't really know how good he is. But he beat a dog called Petersburg, and Petersburg's been running well. So
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's a good dog, isn't it?
Yeah. The 205 sectional 28 from the two dog. If it repeats that sort of form, then you give it half a chance, wouldn't you?
yeah.
I agree.
Just for the sake of a few shilling, don't.
Well, for that price, you don't need a lot on, do you?
No.
See if I can get the race up this time. The last couple of races I've tried to watch for some reason, they've taken the stream off.
What, on your fibre broadband? Shocking behaviour.
No, it's not the internet, it's the app that's the problem. Don't worry about that. Nothing wrong with it. Peckham Springs. Same old thing.
Peckham Springs. Mine's too.
Let's see if that works. There we go.
That one where they sold the watch was 26 years old yesterday.
I saw that on Twitter, actually. Honestly, I don't live far from Peckham. I absolutely love Only Fools and Horses. Never mind.
So do I. Yeah. No, is it not Ian?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Good.
5, Trinity Junior. 6 is Stories Cash Out. The hair coming up behind traps. Racing, flying start by 1. Bogger Hunter leads into the end. From in second, 4, Clona Duke. Then comes 5, Trinity Junior. But Bogger Hunter moves off the fence and leaves the inside for Clona Duke. 5, Trinity Junior on their heels. Down the far side, Bogger Hunter. 4 now, Clona Duke challenging into the third bend. Nip and tuck, Clona Duke on the inside of Bogger Hunter. Trinity Junior draws closer. What a tussle. It's 4, Clona Duke. 1, Bogger Hunter. 5, Trinity Junior.
What a race.
Clona Duke is bumped. Guess what? Clona Duke maybe just over Bogger Hunter and 5.
What was that?
Trinity Junior.
Did one have a look then, by the way? Or was that my eyes?
I think it's just a buckle.
It's definitely going to say hello, isn't it?
I don't know why I'm there. They seem to clash a little bit. But...
Well,
And that's what I mean about started again. One smashed and cleared, 2 straight away, and 3 stumbled. Do you know what I mean? Really, if you was on, like you said, a lot of the lads fancied red. If you was on it, you'd be mortified that he moved off and let 4 inside.
Yeah.
I wasn't on it. I was mortified watching it, to be honest with you.
I should say this Clona Duke dog. He's a really, really nice dog, and I think he. Graham's probably not even got the bottom of him yet. Do you know what I mean? He's just. I mean, these are top class dogs. Young dog. These are really, really good dogs.
5's
really
on a burster, hasn't it?
And by the way, 3's got beat a bowl of rice. 3's got beat nothing. And I know they're probably cutting each other's throats out in front, but he didn't get beat that far. And as I say, he just pitched down out the boxes and gave himself no chance. But that's again that you can read the race too. You see what I mean about I mean I don't know whether 4's moving back out, one's trying to move back in. I don't think it's anything there was
too
no
much.
turning the heads. I think it was just. I think a lot of the time you do get dogs are jealous dogs. They hear dogs coming and they go, well, you ain't getting past me, and they.
No, that's right.
They kind of half make themselves bigger, if you know what I mean, throw the shoulder out somewhat. But I think that's just racing. But this is what I mean. And again, it's another subject that's a real pet of mine is the seeding the dogs, and it's crazy sometimes in that I don't really think Bogger Hunter wants to be drawn red, and I keep going on about straight lines and stuff like that. He's moving off, and he's probably losing momentum moving off, if you get what I mean. And
he went straight middle, didn't he, up the boxes? If you've been drawn 3, ran the straight line.
Straight in a straight line. Then he corners better, and all of a sudden now Clona Duke's a length behind him instead of a half behind him, sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, no doubt.
But I think it's always the Irish way is inside, because it's just, and it does seem that in Shelbourne, they seem to trap so, I mean, if you remember, Paul, we always, when we were at Romford, we wanted a dog out of trap 3, they used to smash the bars down. But it seems to be the same, it seems to be the same at Shelbourne out of red. They just seem to completely, that's a bingo out of red. So many of them do. But that was
Right.
to be fair, that was a fair buckle between two real quality dogs.
Very exciting
good, wasn't
race.
Well, five's only beat half a length, isn't it? Or whatever.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
The dog that you thought had the lead. So
Yeah,
that's well,
yeah.
no?
No, he's a good dog. He's a good dog.
Okay, over to Romford.
And that, by the way, Tom, that's a one-off race for £5,000. You know, those sort of those. And they will be the second season dogs next year, won't they? They will be the dogs that will be nearly Derby class, nearly Derby class, almost.
Yeah.
They'll be contesting the Derby, no doubt.
That'd be the Kirby dogs then.
Will they be allowed to run the Kirby? They will. The 20. No, 20. Yeah. You better have to be a 21 world, didn't you, for next year?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 21 whelps.
So yeah, here at Romford, obviously Bonjour Bullet, well fancied, Oaks runner up, etc. But in terms of the recent runs, times round, because they've had a similar sort of path, these ones. So the runs round Hove and the times they've done round Romford, I didn't think there was anything between Bonjour Bullet and Low Pressure. Other than Bonjour Bullet got a flyer in the, was it a trial or was it a run?
One last week.
It was a win, wasn't it? The 13:43. Obviously, a repeat of that would be very good, but I don't think that's necessarily a given here.
Low pressure, stronger steer than Bonjour Bullet, isn't it? And it's all known for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But it was a weak race that won last week, Bonjour Bullet.
Yeah. So yeah, I was happy enough to take it on. Did you say the 6, Jack?
I'm with a 6. Yeah, I think this is a nice dog. I think it's got a reasonable draw as well. The 5 wants more middle than it does wide. If you give this dog a solo, it'd do 34.75, 34.80 around here. I just think you can get a run around the outside and can win. The price is a bit short for me now. It was a lot bigger earlier. I think there's
very short.
A bit of 9-4 earlier, a bit of 5-2 I saw. But I wouldn't be taking it on it. What's that now? It's 6-4, is it? It's gone off now. Can't see.
Oh, Leicester 1-0 up against Liverpool, by the way. So this is heat 2 of the Friday night stayers. 575 metres, hair approaches, and they race away. 6 Swift Meadow gets a good start. Is challenging the turn with Bonjour Bullet, who now goes on out the second bend. Bonjour Bullet then by a length from Swift Mellow. Then in behind these comes Millbank Peach and also Low Pressure trying to make ground. Full circuit's a race, and 3 Bonjour Bullet out of the 4th turn now kicks on into a 2-length lead ahead of Swift Mellow, who's chasing hard in second. They're well clear now of Miss Big Pants, who's moved into 3rd round the last 2 curves, and 3 grinding it out. Swift Mellow trying to join this one up towards the line. 3 from 6. 6 getting on top, close home, and Swift Mellow has won it for Paul Burr.
Good shout, Jack.
Yeah, game dog. I've been up there the other Friday and watched it run. I think it ran against a dog that I've got the brother of, and it was just they were battling each other the whole way around, and the 6 come out on top then as well. It's just a game dog. He knows how to win, knows where the line is. To be fair, once 3 broke, I didn't think it was going to get picked up, but there you go.
That Miss Big Pants stays a lot better than you'd expected it to, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's give 4 a running lesson.
Quite a few viewers tonight, but quite quiet in the chat. If anyone's got any thoughts, opinions, fancies, then let us know.
They're all just waiting for me to say something outrageous.
You've been very well behaved so far, Jack.
No, I have.
A few more rosés, and you never know.
I was going to say, I've just finished off the first bottle. You wait till they get to the 3rd, and you went loads of fun. Don't worry about that. Shelbourne's on to 10:30 tonight, isn't it, as well? So.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint. For anyone, so we are sponsored by Matchbook Betting Exchange. If you haven't got a Matchbook account, if you sign up using the code Watchalong, your first bet, I think it has to be 2.0 or above. You get a £30 free bet if your first bet loses. We don't get a share of losses from your account. We don't get money for you signing up. It just shows Matchbook that people watching Watchalong are still signing up and betting with them. So if you haven't got an account, please do get signed up.
Do you reckon they'll put me on RPG TV? I can't see it myself, but I thought if I do an audition on here, I might have half a chance of getting on there. What do you reckon?
Your reputation precedes you, I think, Jack. But,
You've got the same chance as the rest of us.
yeah.
They don't like the truth on there, do they? They're not very good with the truth, so never mind.
No, I've been on twice, but not for a very long time.
Oh.
Yeah, not for a very, very long time. And
So they've had a few boys from the syndicate on, and every time they go on, they never get invited back. I've never been too sure why, but never mind.
They don't. They said they don't like having owners on too often because it's a bit one-dimensional, which I kind of understand. But
Koosh apparently has made an announcement tonight on Twitter that he's gonna be setting up a rival channel to Racing Coast Ground TV, and Mr. Mitchell is his social media manager, and will be sponsored by Middle Eastern investors.
Now that you would pay to watch, I think.
I would.
It
You
wouldn't-
know what? I think if you got him on here, it wouldn't be too bad. You might have to delay it 10 seconds, but I think you'd be all right. Koosh.
He's a good lad, this Koosh.
It's
He
also
is, he
put
is.
Big Kev will be offering us a box to go live from at the Derby, because after tonight, Graham Watchalong will be barred from Toaster.
I think I've been quite fair. Like I said, I've not gone into hard on them. We got our reasons for what we've done, and that's why we've done it. And
Yeah.
listen, it's not a Toaster problem. Like I say, you sound like Peter Harden saying that. It's not a Toaster problem. It's an us problem, and we've got morals, and other people don't. So there you go.
Yeah, I liked in the height of it when someone set up a parody account of you.
That was well before that. Do you know what? I'm pretty sure I know who that is now as well. I've worked it out. So they set up. Do you know what? Jokes aside, that parody account of me, I think it's called Bottom Lip Bingham. Is that right? So that Bingham's Bottom Lip, I think it is. Sorry. So that parody account of me, that's just some really nasty stuff. Like obviously, I've got a newborn, and they're telling me to get it adopted and all sorts of stuff. But I honestly, look at some of the tweets they sent to me. Oh, I'm going to call child services and all that, like really nasty stuff. But it doesn't. Honestly, it's like water for ducks back to me. I've said a lot worse about other people. So say what you want about. I don't really care, to be honest with you. But yeah, like I say, it is quite funny when you read it. But it became more and more apparent of who it was. As soon as I put a tweet out about Toaster, they were always the first people to reply, saying something. I was like, okay. Yeah. So,
I could have a guess, and I think I'd probably.
Every word starts with a capital letter.
No. I'll tell you what, he's talking to capital letters. He's worse than Dave Clark is for a pound note, that Billy Brennan. Fucking hell. I'll tell you, unbelievable. If there's a pound note to be had, he's having it. That Billy, honestly, unreal. And do you know what made me laugh was when someone hacked Toaster's Twitter the other day. Did you see that? That was funny. Really funny, right? Don't make any accusations, but I can promise you now it wasn't me. Whoever hacked the account started every tweet with a capital letter and every word with a capital letter as well. So I think they were trying to drop our Billy Boy in it, but he's probably at the darts now, Billy.
Yeah, how that happened, that was really good. That was a great night of entertainment when someone took over that account.
The tweets were quite funny as well. I thought, yeah.
Billy's working from now, though, isn't he? But he's working for Toaster now. He's doing some kind of a YouTube channel for him.
Oh, really? But do you know what? That's not a bad thing, though. As much as we joke, the sport needs that. If you look at Australia and some of the, I can go on about Australia till I'm blue in the face. The contrast and the difference is amazing. Like they have got it so right over there, and we've got it so wrong. Like we couldn't have it more wrong. But yeah, there you go. What's next?
The 820, sir.
It's funny you should say that, Jack. Actually, because we we were walking the dogs on Christmas Day and I bumped into a fella. He lives in the village, and he used to put on for me until everything got exhausted. And then Paddy Power stopped doing early prices, and he said the same thing. He said whenever he goes in the betting shop, he said the Australian stuff just looks 1,000 times better than the English stuff. He actually said that, and he's not really a dog man, if you get what I mean. He's an outsider looking in. So you're right what you're saying there. And it is. It's just presented some. And you know as well, I think half of it is that they had to, when they came back, they had to get their house in order because of it was banned. So it's gone in extra special, and they've maintained it.
Well, excuse me for saying this. Maybe that's what we need. I know it's just sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
The problem is with us, if we get it banned, because of the way it is in this country and how soft the country is, you'd never get it back. That's our issue. Once they ban it, you'd never ever get it back. But, there you go. Well, I'll let you do the card because I'm talking too much again.
He should just win, shouldn't he?
Yeah, he should do. He's too short, really.
No, he is. No, he is. You're right, Tom. He is too short. And
on the prices, you've got to play the poor. I think
he has got a misbreak in him. He has got a misbreak in him.
He has.
That's the thing. Yeah. But if he breaks a length behind, he'll lead at the first turn. He'll win. But fair play to John Munnis for taking Ballymac Slap Up over as well. Fair play.
I agree. I think he's 100 here. I can't see him winning a tall Slap Up. But what
the one who wanted to trap one would Slap Up either, would they?
Yeah, I'm with the 4 for a little bit of value. I think 3-1.
Bit of a rogue shout. The 3, I think, is open to tremendous improvement.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout, really. And it is a big price, and it's only on the break, isn't it? Really, so
it is. Yeah. But it's put in some. It's not had many runs, but the runs it's had have been very good.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with that, Tom. Fortune.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Airport Flying, 3, McCool Blue, 4, Serene Ace, in 5, Sunshine Tiger, and out 6, the favourite, Flashing Willow, the hare, up behind Traps, racing, good start by 4, Serene Ace, 3 going up well, McCool Blue, on the inside, Ballymac Slap Up, 6, Flashing Willow, none of the races as yet, he's back and forth, but up front and it's Serene Ace, clips slightly from behind, but he leads into the home straight, no, Serene Ace has gone wrong, and 3, McCool Blue, will lead to the second winning line.
So that Serene Ace runs such a good bend. Such a good bend there. He's just trying to do bend. That's awful.
He's not getting back legs.
No, I think he jigged and then had his back legs took. Because actually 3 got his back legs taken. 4 was clear of 3.
Yeah.
Do you seem to finish okay though? They were sort of paying back to him after, and he seems to be moving reasonably.
Yeah, I might be right.
1874.
Oh, I've picked the 20-1 winner, not had a bean on it.
Yeah. So yeah, Flesh and Willow though, like you say, you can't be backing that up.
Yeah, he broke his up. Definitely broke his up.
Really? Do you think?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it was a shame.
Very, very fast dog.
Yeah, it was a shame. Yeah, like you say, Tom, and that you don't want to win like that, but it was a big price, really, the winner.
Yeah, it was.
5 just caught.
Yeah.
5 caught 3's back legs a little bit, and then, of course, 4 went lame, so 3 got kicked to the front again.
Yeah.
So if you try and forget what happened with the 4, the 3's run a first, though, isn't it? Like even without the 4 being race, if you think
it has.
Dogs, the
like
3's
said,
massively.
For a price, he was probably the wrong price. Yeah.
Definitely.
Because 6 has got that misbreak in him, sort of thing, But then he kind of got bumped when 4 went wrong as well. But he was beat at the time, so not nice.
Do you own any dogs, PL?
Only Kilara out with Tom. I and my partner and her friend have got a share in a puppy in Ireland. She's with Paul Ryan. I don't know whether you've seen any of Paul Ryan's.
He's quite good on Twitter, isn't he? He puts a lot.
Yeah,
up on
no,
Twitter,
he's
doesn't
excellent.
he? Yeah,
He's
I've
got
seen
such a good operation there, and literally, it's his land out of his home. We went there actually when we went to Buckley's for the Irish Derby. We stayed at Pat's for a week, and we kind of went visiting here, there, and everywhere. And we went there on the Sunday to the kennels, which is it's like an East Island, Gorey,
Right.
and no, he's got such and you couldn't meet a nicer family. His missus was lovely. Made us sandwiches when we got there. We went and looked around the kennels, and the kids, they're only young kids, the Jack and Ava, and they're just so natural with the dogs, and they're really hands-on as well. Really, really nice family. He's actually got a music shop. That's his business, and he just does that on the. Well, I think it's kind of crept to it, so he's got kind of quite a few litters. And the reason we bought the bitch was because he was trying to move some of the litter on to make way, and we chatted him up into keeping her in the end because it's just got such a good. It's really, really difficult because I did actually ask John Mullins, but he didn't have any room at the time. So we said, well, look, it'd be better if she stayed with the little comrades.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And the good thing about him is he posts so much on you. It's not like you never see her, because I've had pups before where you just don't know what's happening over there, and it's just one of the lads that owned shares when we had the Roxhome dogs, we had Roxhome Magic and Roxhome Dream, and Roxhome Hottie was Mark McLaughlin,
Right.
Who's a lad in Scotland that I only knew that from when I was a guest on Racing Post TV. He contacted the show once, and we became really, really good friends. And he sort of we kind of moved some of our dogs to Nottingham, and he wasn't really happy there. So he said, "Look, I'll move my dogs to Newcastle," and I ended up moving away from Nottingham as well myself in the end. So it was just one of those things. We didn't have a fallout over it, and we've remained really good friends. But what happened was he always wanted for us to have pups with Paul Ryan, and he did that on his own. And I asked Mark if he'd speak to Paul, and he has. They've become good friends, and so it's amazing how a bit like this with Tom and that how Twitter can pull people together.
Oh, 100%.
So sort of like-minded people, I guess. It's just that's kind of the beauty of social media, I suppose. But
So like without Twitter, I wouldn't have no dogs. I wouldn't. I remember once I saw a bit of my story. So when I was younger, my nan's other half, he used to have a conditional license. He used to train dogs at Rye House, Canterbury. He had back in the 70s and the 80s. So I always was into dogs. Used to go. I live very near Crayford. Always used to go Crayford, Catford. Every Saturday night I was at Catford when I was growing up. And then from when Catford closed, I must have been 8 or 9. Wasn't very old at all. I used to go Crayford every now and then, but I sort of fell out of love with it. And then on Twitter, I saw a video of Ice on Fire winning the race, right? And somebody shared it, and I saw it, and I thought, fucking hell, this looks good. So I looked in the dog up, and I looked it up, and straight away I was back in love with it like that. And that was maybe 3.5 years ago now. And then since then, I must have owned 10, 15 dogs. Just from seeing one video on Twitter of Ice on Fire, and the promotion of it was brilliant. I thought, fucking hell, how fast is that dog? And I saw it won 10 lengths. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Nottingham when it won the select day. I can't remember. But it won a mile, and I just thought, Jesus Christ. And that was it. I was hooked. So
he was a dog, wasn't he? His style of running was breathtaking, really.
It was. It was. In that, it took my breath away. And that was it. And as soon as that happened, I had a little look, and I got involved with a really big syndicate, which I regret doing now. But the bitch was lovely. At Doncaster, funny enough, there's a bitch called Clara Sapphire, and we ended up moving her from Doncaster and putting her down at Rumford with Nathan. And that's how I met Nathan. And then from meeting Nathan, I ended up having all the dogs I've got now, and it's just sort of transpired from that. But it just shows the power of social media, because if you can get somebody like me involved who now owns X amount of dogs, then what can you do? Do you know what I mean? It's that easy. It's just about promotion. But the GBG, I'll keep going on about them. I'm sorry, and I will, because they are so bad. There's so much more they could be doing to get young people involved in dog racing. Like, I'm 29. In dog racing years, that's really young. It is young. There's not many. I don't know anybody my age or younger than me that likes the sport like I've got other people into the sport and other owners into the sport and everything else. But I've not I've not. Yeah, like I say, it's just the power of social media is so important, and there's some people realise it. People like David Mitchell, you've mentioned earlier, he really knows it. He realises it. I think he works in computers and stuff, but the people at the top really need to realise it, and it is worth putting every penny they've got into it to promote the sport, and it will grow. And when it grows, the people will go through the doors, and the tracks get money, and everything improves. It's a knock-on effect. But there you go.
I mean, you're right. There are some clever people, and even with David. David's a very, very clever man, a very intelligent man, very savvy, like tech aware, very, very social media aware. And yet, if he can do it, why can't anyone at the GBGB do it? It's that's the crazy thing. Yeah.
The worst thing about it is they don't need to be able to do it. They can pay somebody, not a lot of money. By the way, it's not a lot of money to get a social media guy in. Somebody to come in and to do that and to create the videos, a videographer. You can pay him. These guys are earning 25 to 30 grand. In the grand scheme of things, if you think what money's in the game, it is not a lot of money. And it only takes one viral video or one viral TikTok or whatever it is people use these days, and it's minimum.
Yeah.
David offered to do work. David offered to do work for him for nothing, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because they thought he had an angle, and why do you want to do it for nothing? And it's like to help the sport, but because all the rest of them are all got the nose in the trough. They thought he'd be the same, so that was out the window.
2 minutes the off here at Romford. I've had a little dabble at a slightly bigger price there on TJ Slipaway, who's just massive.
That was too big earlier, Tom. I'm with you there. Yeah. It was huge. It was a huge price. I'm not sure it's the winner, but the price was definitely wrong. Not Boy K is a dog. I absolutely love this bitch. She has won me fortunes. I mean fortunes over at Romford. Both times she's won, I bet her. She was 6-1 and 8-1, I think. And she's got so much early pace. She come back. I think she had a bit of a layoff, and she's come back, and she's not quite as strong as she was, and she wasn't that strong to start with. She won well a couple of weeks ago when funny enough, I bet her. It was a bit of an easier race than this, but I ended up with the one here. I think she's got an absolute plot.
Yeah, I saw her last week. She was quite impressive.
The 5 was value.
Two can trap though, goes straight rails, isn't it? So that's why I thought 5. I backed 5. I was 6-1. So I think it's
the value. I think the value's gone now. Was it 3.5? So 7-2, isn't it? 4.4.
Yeah, but it's got the most early in the race when it gets it right by quite a bit, and it's been running really well behind Cosmopolitan. This is an easier race for it.
My issue is I think 5's going to do really well to clear 3. If 3 comes away, not Boy K, it's got. If you look at honestly, and I've watched the dot. It's got so much. She's got so much. Pace. I think 5's going to do really well to clear 3, and I don't think 3's the strongest. I think 1's a lot stronger than 3. I landed with the 1, but there you go.
Right, there we go then. It's about to be checked over. Favourite in red here, Trumpers Lola. It's the Coral Festive Bonanza Bitches first semi-final. They're behind Traps. And away and racing in 3. Not Boy K has smashed out the boxes and flies into the turn and leads comfortably. From the 4 up on the inside, then comes 2 at them. Down the far side, it's 3 from 2 and 4, 1, 5 and 6. That's the order into the penultimate turn. And 4, Chelm's Hamster's trying to challenge around the last 2 turns. Just noses ahead from the leader, not Boy K, and up towards the line. 4 will beat 3 and 2. Chelm's Hamster was one for John Mullins.
So that's what I mean. The 3, honestly, that race was 6 months ago. That three dogs winning that 2 lengths. It's weakened. I don't know why it's weakened up, but she has. I love her, and that's why I love her. She's got so much speed, but she's just not as strong as she once was. I think she got picked up at Crayford a few weeks ago as well. She's not looked the same bitch since she come back. I'm not sure if it was a seasonal rest or whether it was an injury, but she's still obviously she can win races, but I think that was just a little bit, well, as it proved, didn't it? It's just a little bit too much quality in there. Or 4's ran well, really well.
So now you've got Not Boy K middle, the 4 middle, and then you've got the next heat. You've got Old Cosmopolitan. You've got Pat Rick's bitch. There's going to be some pace in that going to the corner, isn't it, next week?
Oh, she's some bitch, that Cosmopolitan bitch as well. So I was at the track last week and she absolutely took off. We really got it running well. I think it's with Mullins, is it? John Mullins got it, or is it Wallace? Wallace,
John,
I can't remember. Mullins,
John
isn't it?
Mullins,
Yeah. No, really running well.
Don't think she wants to be in two, like, but be interesting.
Yeah.
To see what happens going to the corner because she had a bitch in the 360, didn't she? When she
There's a few nice dogs running around for the minute. I like the. There's one later on which I think is 1 or 2 on. Droopy's not nice one, is it? Droopy's good one, is it? Or nice one? I can't remember. Paul Carmel's got. What's it called?
Droopy's good.
Good. That's it. Yeah.
Oh
Droopy's
yeah.
Well, that should be winning. But
Yeah, but he was a cracker job in Ireland, wasn't he?
He was.
He was the same as the other one I noticed the other week. Is it Zoom? Nathan's got Zoom at the minute. I think Gavin's involved with that as well, and that is really pays. He's not really done it. He's done it once. I think he's done a 366 and a 2380. But since then, it's sort of been missing it. I think he's left it off this week. But
it's become quite expensive to follow that same.
He has. Well, yeah, I can see. I was like, so we had our Christmas do. I think it was last Friday, the Friday before, and we were all on Zoom and missed the break completely. I think he's done a 4-second section, which is mythical when you think about how fast the dog is. But yeah. But when he gets it right, what a dog!
Yeah,
there's a lot of
absolutely.
them like that. Romford summed up, isn't it? Got to get it right.
Yeah. What do we make of this race, Watty?
I'm on the red. It's in the same split bet as Cornetto, so I'm hoping Sunshine can pop up at I think it was 3 or 4 to 1 earlier. And Cornetto was it the next split bet, so there's a bit of money for it now. I just thought I'd have to draw.
Yeah, lovely line of form beating Callaway Masters. That's a decent scalp, isn't it? What about you, Pal?
Slightly favoured 4 over 1. Just small, really. I thought Stefan's Rock could go wallop. He's going to move in a little bit, but I just thought he could. He's generally a good trapper, mind you. So I mean, that can Sunshine Dream's more of a sort of staying type, really, but loves the rails. And again, what I've been saying about dogs drawn red seems to go wallop out of red, and would be if she led, it would be weighed in at Wincanton, but relies on the break more than anything else. Really, all it does, she just sits on the rails and turns left, But I think 4's probably got the better early, and I was just hoping that 4 could go wallop and get first jump and get to the front in front of. And I've just saved on 1 really on the draw, Yeah. So that's what I thought.
So look at this one, Jack.
I had a little look. I thought the 6 was a bit of value, to be honest with you. I think it's quite a strong dog. I was really impressed with the trial. 28-21 for a dog that doesn't really start isn't too bad. So yeah, I was after a bit of value with the 6, but it's not something I'd get overly involved in, to be honest with you. So.
Gamble
Good
on
bet
that.
though. Nice tight prices. 4 of them there are within about a point. Well, of each other, aren't they? So.
Well, nobody knows how industry theft works, is it? It's just made up as you go along. Shorten the first 2 in the market up normally, and don't push anything else out. Rob everyone blind.
Money here for Florence Cake. Who actually last couple of ups has gone wallop.
Yeah, Gold Cup winner.
Have you got Florence at home still for you?
She's here, yeah. All 3 of them are here. But they're what you might call resting at the moment. Yeah, they're still here, mate.
Nice one. 2 nice little tickles on there when she was running.
Yeah. Little Durando double as well. She won some races at Nottingham for me.
Was she the one that went to Crayford as well?
Yeah, the gym. Yeah, that was where she ended up with Jim's. Only because really I wanted to kind of run over staying trips a bit more, and the 714s were right up her street, weren't they? So.
Yeah.
They bet this too, innit?
Yeah, good money, isn't it? Good start.
They shut the market up quite quickly, didn't they, on Matchbook?
Yeah.
All in.
It's
There
about
is the bell.
30
Race 6 on
seconds
your
before
card. In 1, Sunshine Dream. 2, Florence Cake. 3, Millridge Bryce. 4, Stephens Rock. 5, Savannah Hero. And 6, Kilgraney Clang. Here up behind Traps. Racing, good start by 2, Florence Cake. Now 1, Sunshine Dream. But it's Florence Cake and Sunshine Dream. 5, Savannah Hero arrives on the outside and goes around in front. From its second 2, Florence Cake. Then comes 3, Millridge Price. But Savannah Hero is on by 3 lengths down the far side. Savannah Hero from Florence Cake in 1, Sunshine Dream. 3, Millridge Price improves. But up front, it's all about Savannah Hero at this point. Clear into the home straight. Florence Cake second, 3, Millridge Price, and 4, Stephens Rock. But Savannah Hero, a good winner for Brendan Matthews and Kevin Boothby. This son of Tribute Sydney and Folly's View winning in 29.94.
Are we allowed to boo a winner?
Savannah Hero, one on the
They might put some new traps. You know, I thought, they might when they use the money, they're going to get some new teams for Toaster. You know,
As soon as I saw that hit the front, I thought, what's going on in Jack's head right now?
No, honestly, it's not even a bad Kevin. I think Kevin's great for the sport. We just got to get it right. Keep saying it. Well done, Kevin. Congratulations if you're listening.
Messy old race.
It was.
He always listens back the next day.
Mm-hmm. I can promise you, bet it as well. Okay, if you like it a bit. I was Roger Barton a few quid over. Never mind. Let them get into that.
Everyone
Moving
knows
on.
Roger, surely.
Darren Phelps. I don't know if we know you, Darren. Hello. If Harry Finley couldn't make Coventry work with a brilliant total retention of only 12%, no track will ever see the good days back again. Off-course betting has killed the sport, I'm afraid.
Yeah, but obviously Harry's trying to belie that with Lifford. So
What's the latest on Lifford, PL?
yeah, opening end of March.
Okay.
Are you involved there, Paul? I see you on your Twitter every now and then. So what's your involvement? Just out of curiosity.
I just help Harry sort stuff out with the tote really and get in there, negotiating with the GRI and just working in the background with him really, trying to get sponsors now for
Northern Ireland, is that right? Lifford, Northern Ireland.
No, it's Southern Ireland, but it's in the north. So
okay.
So where there's Northern Ireland on the sort of right hand side top corner, Lifford's up. So and it's Donegal. It's right on the cut. It's not far from Donegal's on the coast. It's beautiful there. It's a top class track.
Yeah, I've seen some photos. It looks amazing.
Yeah, very very similar to Shelbourne and Limerick. Very very similar.
Good.
It's been happening over the last 2 years now, and on and off, and it's been really difficult especially with the CEOs changing. We negotiated with Ger Dollard, and then Derval O'Brien came in, and it was almost like dealing with a completely different outfit. And now she's gone, and John Toohey is the interim CEO, and he's been a real blessing to work with. So there's some really really good people at the GRI, and things are nearly there now. So all things.
They've been trialing, haven't they?
Yeah, we've had. Yeah, I mean they've had all the unofficial trials. What the other thing is that we had to have a representative come down, and we had to have 8 trials to prove that everything worked, and that was passed. And now we've got to do another one. I think it will be in February, but that's got to be done under lights. So it's they've actually advertised for the control steward now. So the control steward has to be employed by the GRI, and then we have to pay for that. But so we've got a general manager now, Seamus White, who's one of the directors. He's left his job in pharmaceuticals. He's going to be a general manager. We've got Paul Murphy, who's the racing manager, and the old tote manager, she's coming back. So and we've still got Canis Crossan, who was the old track maintenance manager, who is an unbelievable track maintenance manager. He's very, very well respected in Ireland.
Not paying him minimum wage then.
No, he's
okay.
And I say he's just an incredible
you pay for what you get, I don't.
And the glue that holds it all together is an 80-year-old man called Cathal McGee, whose family actually opened the track in the first place. So things are all coming into place now.
And what's the nearest track to that? Already open?
Derry,
Okay.
which is
So
in the
there's-
north. So you're right.
Yeah,
It's right on the border, Jack. So
Right, okay.
yeah,
So it's plenty of local trainers that want to run their dogs, and you've got
yeah,
good interest. And
yeah. That's the thing, and of course, because we were due to open last year,
yeah,
everyone's getting twitchy because basically a lot of people were breeding to get their dogs ready, and
Yeah,
it
of
was
course.
it was there was a bit of unrest, and people say, oh, it will never open and all that, but it was literally legal red tape stuff that we had to sort out with the GRI, and if it wasn't for the tote and their legal team, I think we'd have got nowhere.
so really.
So fair play to them, and yeah.
Did you buy new traps, PL, or did you decide to go down the recondition route?
No, we that was the first thing I did actually, Paul. The first thing I did was got hold of Gavin Smith, and they went back to Gavin. We've refurbed 2 sets of traps, the 525s and the sprints. They're the 2 traps that we've refurbed because I didn't want any of what had happened at Toaster in the Derby. So that's
How does it work in Ireland? Is there a standard for the traps? Are all the traps the same at every track, or are they?
I think that a lot the GR obviously because the GRI own a lot of the tracks, they utilise the same manufacturers, and I must admit, because this is another thing that I did at the time. Pat Herbert is one of the kind of top people there on the board, and he was quoting where they get their traps from, and even then it was like 27,000 for a set of traps then. But since then, bearing in mind that the price of steel's gone up, transport's gone up, and all that sort of thing, and so when we talk about Kevin Boothby and he promises he's going to get a new set of traps, I must admit it does hurt. And you say, it's not that much for losing a meeting, Tom. I get that, but by the same token, I think he did buy 4 new sets of traps at Oxford, but they still weren't that good. So I don't really know. I can't really get my head round where
they weren't the official traps. I think well, I read on Twitter. I don't know if it's true. I read on Twitter that they basically copied the design of the normal traps, but missed a few of the key components.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. That I did. I actually, one of the first things I did was I phoned Paul Hennessy actually, and Paul said that he was quite instrumental with that Kilkenny replacing their traps. So again, I got back onto. So then that again, you kind of utilise people within. I'm 60 years old now. I've had a lot of people that I've crossed paths with, and you kind of call on their experience and ability and to help you along the way. Someone like Paul Hennessy would be fairly clued up, and so I just made quite a few phone calls, say Pat Herbert, people like that, and went down the avenue of speaking to Gavin Smith, because bearing in mind you said about you were at Crayford, Jack. I was race manager at Crayford for 10 years, and I got in touch with their track maintenance manager. He said about that they'd had new traps, but everyone kept going back to Gavin Smith, and really he does know what he's doing, and so he refurbed the traps and he made them more powerful, if you like, so we didn't have any issues of them opening and stuff like that, just as a safety precaution, rather than leave it to chance, if you get what I mean, and then go, shit, we've opened and now they're not good enough. So
yeah, of course,
that's what we did.
Going blind at Romford, I had a few quid. I went a bit too early on Ocos pods, and the price is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Just in scintillating form at the moment, this dog.
He is. I don't like it when the Mullins dog starts to drift. I must admit, just something I know is in a better market. But...
I mean, all Cosmopolitan's been clockwork, but that Mia, the first run, and she charged your boxes last week. Had there been something that you thought could be on the red? I think I'd have back. The red would be a lot, wouldn't it? If you had a decent one dog.
Second
three,
semi-final off
Jeez.
and racing. Oh, Cosmetology. She's broken all right, but it's 3 showing early. Pace of getting past Hawkfield Mere. Goes to the front. Gets right the way past Oh Cosmopolitan. Down the far side. Hawkfield Mere for Patrick Janssens with a 3-length lead into the penultimate turn. Ahead of the favourite Oh Cosmopolitan, who in turn is then clear of Teresa's Pet. But turning for the judge. 3 has won it and won it nicely. Hawkfield Mere wins. And beats O Cosmopolitan on merit.
O
That's gonna be a quick
Cosmopolitan
time.
she's tracked, by the way.
Yeah,
O Cosmopolitan has come away,
and
and the 3's blown it away to the
Yeah.
bend, by the way. It's blown it away.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
She actually
I honestly
didn't really track clean the winner herself.
No. She tracked behind. She put 2 lengths in it to the bend. She tracked a length behind the 2. That's amazing. If you think what that 2's been doing recently.
Let me down for the lot last week. That bloody Mere.
Shit. Why Patrick always get the good ones? It's not fair, is it?
He does well, doesn't he?
Yeah, share them out a little bit, and I could do a couple like that. Unbelievable.
But if you have to spare 20 grand or whatever, you'll probably get them.
Listen, mate, you don't get. It depends who you buy them off, doesn't it? there's a lot to be said about that. Yeah. Patrick seems to get the good ones, and Rab gets a few as well, doesn't he?
Certainly does.
What performance? What do you reckon? 23.60?
Yeah, that's
66.
yeah.
23.60 something.
The one earlier did 23.80, didn't it? The other dog.
But if you think that 2's had a clean run and it's come away, and that's done, what's that done recently? 23.70s, isn't it? 23.75.
It's gone 23.77. Yeah, 23.83.
So you're expecting that to be a 23.16?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Jesus.
Yeah, seriously impressive.
Well, this is not a maiden, eh? Imagine that being in that competition.
Yeah.
Well, that Ozark dog, he done 23.81, and if they'd done the maiden like a maiden, that would, like you said, it wouldn't have run this week, would it? That would have been the maiden next week.
No.
And it didn't exactly fly out. It did nothing to 3.69 without coming away.
But to be honest with you, though, that's probably why. As much as there's been a bit of a mess up with how Romford's translated the rules are correct, as far as I'm concerned, anyway. Because you get your 3, 4, 5 grand buyers that buy dogs for that sort of money. They deserve their chance to win 5 grand. Like you shouldn't be able to bring a dog over from Ireland that you paid 25 grand for and get you 5 grand back, like sticking it in the maiden at Romford. That's not right, in my opinion.
You shouldn't be able to have a Cat 1 winner in Ireland coming over as a maiden.
No, of course not. But the way they've gone about it is wrong. Whether it's Romford or the GBGB, I'm not getting to get involved with that argument. But the rules are right. I think that's the main thing. The rules are correct. You should be a genuine maiden. So you got quite a good deal on that Kalara dog, Tom. I thought we looked at it, funny enough. So when he first hit the scene, Brian messaged me and said about it running in Cork. I think it ran in on race stakes at Cork. Is that right? At the start of his career.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
And then it was. I think Brian was quite disappointed with it, and he sort of went backwards a little bit. But then the last couple of runs it done before it come over here, it was really impressive. Ran Shelbourne Park a couple of times, done really well. Ran nice splits, didn't it? So
yeah, it did 201 sectional. Yeah. Hasn't quite done it so far, but I'm gonna give it time.
No,
it should break 24 seconds in time.
Well, he's not. It doesn't want 4.8. He's the perfect dog for Romford, in my opinion. Anyway, I think it's a nice. Maybe Oxford as well, but Nathan going to Oxford doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. So we have to.
I wouldn't put my dog there
for
a good while.
Yeah, no, I think I'm not sure he's going to be going back there anytime soon either. But he does look a nice dog. And one thing I will say about Brian, as you'll probably know, if you bought a couple off him, he's no bullshit. Like he'll tell you exactly what you're getting. You know what you're getting. He comes over, and that's what you've got. I think we've bought 3 or 4 of him now, and he's the most honest Irishman I've ever met, and there's not many. So some of them sell you down the river, don't they? But Brian's a good man. He is a really good man.
Brian Kennedy is good. Yeah. I'd say there probably is more good than bad. To be fair, out there, there's very good dog.
I agree.
He's up there. Yeah, Sean Conway, he's excellent, and.
Yeah, me and Sean talk quite a lot. He's a nice fella, actually. He doesn't say a lot, Sean, but he messages me a lot. So I say a lot on Twitter, and I'll get little texts, and he'll put a little quote, and he'll laugh a bit. And I think, hang on a minute, why don't you do that on Twitter? He's trying to stay friends with everyone, isn't he? So you can send them their dogs, but never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Sean's a good man as well.
Darren Felt's been back on again. Being a Greyhound punter 30 years, so disappointed how the sport has gone downhill, especially over the last 10 years. It's being run by the big firms for the big firms now. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And the fact that most of GB is the promoters who they're sort of governing themselves now, aren't they? I don't think anything major is going to change.
No, it's
We
not.
can't buy the same. Can't buy. How can it change when you've got the same people on the board? They're not going to do things that are going to damage yourselves, are they?
No.
No.
Just,
No, it is a sad thing. Really sad.
Yeah.
I think, and like I said earlier, maybe the best thing for it is for it to be banned and then under new regulation come out. But I don't think we're like Australia in. I don't think we think like we do like they do in Australia over here. And I think if it got banned, that'd be it, and it wouldn't come back. So
Agreed.
that's the last thing we want. But I'll be completely honest with you. If dogs are getting hurt and tracks ain't right, then as far as I'm concerned, ban it. I'd rather to see dogs not get honestly. And I mean that. Like, if that's the standards we're going to live to, then take it. Like that's not the way it should be. It's so easy to get it right. It's just investment. It's not just investment in facilities either. It's investment in staff. You get the right staff. There's so many people out there. You just got to pay the money.
Yeah.
And on a multi-billion-pound business, it's not good enough. It really isn't good enough at all.
Good race, this one.
well, Tom O'Brien, this is that pitch, isn't it? The 6-foot pitch.
It's Kilara Zoe. Yeah.
Well, that's the one I was talking about earlier. Like I say, Brian said he wouldn't sell her because he wants to breed from her. When he says that, it normally means they're quite good. So
If it wins tonight, you could have money on it being called Savannah Zoe next month.
she's one pace star. I've watched a lot of her. She stays all day, but she's got one speed, Clara Zoe, and she only runs at that speed. She'll get left probably 6 or 7 lengths detached there. I would have thought, not from the pack, but from the leader. She'll definitely close ground towards the end of the race, but I'm not sure she's going to have the all.
Very wide. She's very wide as well, isn't she?
Yeah, to keep up with it. She just stays in line and runs the race, and she stays all day long. She'll stay another lap to this.
You'd been all right for that Ted Hegarty, wouldn't you? If still
Litter sister of Kilara Elk, Kilara Zoe.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing how one doesn't stay and one does?
Isn't it just? Yeah.
All that, both that Clara Lizzie, is that right?
Yeah.
What a damn she is, by the way. We had a Sapphire was out of her, funny enough. But some of the dogs she's thrown, incredible.
What do you fancy here, PL?
Fancy 5, Tom, to lead all the way.
Yeah, agreed.
She's a good bit.
Oh, you do?
It's becoming quite a nice price now as well.
It is, yeah.
I've got to go with the one here.
Double.
Everybody I've seen that knows about their Irish dogs have put one up.
They have.
Dealers put one up. There's a lot of real good proven judges. I put one up here. I must admit, I didn't look too much into the race, but I'll follow the crowd and go with one.
Suddenly been a big punt on the 4 dog, 50s into 10s.
Yeah, I must admit, it's stepping up in trip. She's been running okay, but quite unexposed, if you know what I mean. Only had the 5 starts, so it's kind of a bit of a leap of faith, but not terrible, and probably could get into the contest early. That's a little negative, I suppose, for Magical Poppy, but for some reason, I don't think she wants to be that wide necessarily, but Patrick's put a middle on her, and she seems to break from that sort of box. So, yeah, she just needs to get I think that if she breaks here, she'll lead, and then I think she will win if she leads. So that's what I think.
Can't disagree with you.
Yeah, I'll stick with
Oh, volume.
Good stand.
Good April, 5 Magical Poppy and 6 Clara Zoe up behind boxes racing, and it is Magical Poppy leads into that opening corner. Now 2 Kumakua challenging with 4 Good April, 1 Jack Tavern Bell in third, but up front in 4 Good April strikes the front, 5 Magical Poppy moving second, then comes 2 Kumakua, but it's 4 Good April, her first run over 6 bends. She's facing a tough test because in behind her Magical Poppy and 2 Good Kumakua. Jack Tavern Bell improves, so too further back to 6 Clara Zoe starting the motor, but out front in 5 Magical Poppy goes to the front, but Jack Tavern Bella's on her shoulder on the third bend, and it is Jack Tavern Bella from Magical Poppy. Jack Tavern Bella strikes the front, Clara Zoe flying in third, but up front Jack Tavern Bella. Here comes Poppy.
Oh!
She signs out in great fashion. Magical Poppy wins
again.
well. Rallies to beat Jack Tavern Bella back in third.
I told you she'd lead all the way, didn't I?
So you didn't know what 4 was going to do, did you? To sort of
That was exciting, wasn't it?
How good is Ian Fortune, by the way? Just for
Yeah,
a second, he is honestly.
he's so
you
good.
could be watching the worst race in the world, and he would make it sound like the best race in
No,
the
he's
world.
brilliant. He is the best.
He's brilliant.
there's only one man
All
better
right.
than Ian Fortune, and that's the Colonel.
What's that? Off quicker than the nights? What's it? Bride's 90? Is that
Bride's
him?
90, yeah.
You
If
know?
you're on the blow, get in the queue.
I've never known anyone call too many photos wrong as well.
But the difference is Ian Fortune, he's a dog man through and through, where the Colonel's just burgling and living. He's
Oh no, of course.
Well,
Didn't
Ian
Ian's
knows
dad
that.
used to do the commentary at Shelbourne? Is that right? Ian's old man was
Yeah,
there.
You did, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You're up there for me, PL, commentator wise.
No,
Here comes,
he's different class, Fortune. Honestly, he is different class.
what was the
But
dog?
he just-
Here comes the-
Tommy just lives and breathes it. It's just that's his
Yeah.
world. It's just his life, and he's grafts so hard. He just he's writing about it. He's doing the podcast.
Yeah.
He's just so good. And funny enough, and that was at kind of start of the association with Matchbook, was that they asked me to do the English Derby podcast with him, and Aidan said, "I want it to sound like 2 blokes talking in a pub." And honestly, you can talk for 3/4 of an hour and it just whistles by.
Yeah.
But I actually, me being a bit perverted, I actually enjoy going back and listening to it. It's just because it's so good talking to him. He just,
Yeah.
And I think we kind of gel a little bit as well. So it works. And
No,
that
they're
was-
really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very, very easy to talk to.
Yeah, he's
we
just-
had him on here at the start one night
Yeah.
before you were on, and I think we talked for about 15 minutes before we even started talking about greyhound racing.
He's got,
Yeah.
it's enthusiasm. He's got such enthusiasm
Yeah.
for it, and you can so he's like Dave Clark without the wheel. You know, that's what I describe him as.
When he got to Shelbourne, I've got to Shelbourne a few times. I've been there and bumped into him, and he's always stopped and have a chat with you and everything. And it's just like when bumped into an old mate, like you do, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
even when you first met him, it's unreal. But he's so knowledgeable, like you said. He knows everything about the race.
Yeah, he knows every dog, doesn't he? Yeah, fantastic. And the thing is, I think he loves it that much that if he wasn't paid for it, he'd do it for free. And that's the impression you get. You just get that impression of him. That
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm the same. It's a joy. It's a joy to work with him. A joy to work with him because it's not work. Do you know what I mean? It's not hard. It's just, I don't know. It just makes it. Sometimes I listen to Racing Post TV and I wince. I think, oh my God, did you just say that? Do you know? Because they call them analysts and they're not really they don't really know, and they don't hardly put any. Well, they can't put.
Well,
you still need an ability, didn't you? That in the first place, that's the thing. You need an ability to know what you're talking about. Some of them just they completely and utterly just wing it.
Tuesday night, Crayford was on, and as we know, through December there was a massive inside bias, and the outside dogs were $1 million every time they ran. It was a license to print money, and Tuesday night was one of the first times there was an outside bias. So you had dogs who were dropped in grade.
Yeah.
And there was gambles on a load of 6 dogs. I had 5 6 dogs in the bet. I got 4 out of 5. The 6 dog I had that led was about 3 in front of the second corner, but disappeared up the bank and didn't come anywhere. Let me down for a right chunk. But they were on there and just kept saying, "There's a gamble on the 6 dog. There's a gamble on the 6 dog."
Yeah.
It was Danny, the last used to work for William Mill and Harkness. Well, he's never going to say anything against, like, he wouldn't use the word bias because it's not in JK's playbook, is it? And she doesn't know. Like you said, she's a good commentator and all that, and she seems a nice
brilliant
laugh and
commentator.
everything. But none of them seemed to even click that every winner was coming from 4, 5, and 6.
Well, that's what I'm saying about knowing and nearly knowing, and that's the thing is, it's that you'd think, a bit like the darts is on at the moment. You got Wayne Mardle. He played the game and got through to semi-finals. So he knows. He just knows the game inside out. Some of these just only nearly know, and you think, did you really just say that? Like, and I think sometimes it can be a little bit irritating. But then, I think, I've spoken to Richard Brankley about it from SIS, and he said, well, it kind of serves a purpose, I suppose, in that it's encouraging outsiders of the sport, I suppose, to a certain extent, that don't really know anyway. So I don't know.
I'd say RPG TV is the greatest asset this sport has well, in UK anyway, by quite a long way.
It's not utilised properly. It could be so much better. It really could.
Could be lots better. Well, you only have to look at them when they call them analysts and call them experts and all that. There's one person out of a lot of them was in the profit this year on the next best. I've never seen so many lays of the day win. I mean, or you have to pick a racing post dog. Just pick one that can't win from the
but see all that. That is just outdated now, and it's got so outdated that people like Dave Clark, who know that he does his homework, he now understands that every time he puts up a nap or next best, everybody's going to be hoovering up all the early prices. So by the time the race comes, it's going to be half stroke the third of the price that he thought it was going to be. Yeah. So where's his value in putting up a nap and next best because they do it on SP? Well, people don't. Yeah, but hang on. Let me just say, people don't bet on SP. They don't generally put dog bets on the SP, do they? Even if you've got an account that's a good account, like you just said at the top of the show, you get best price guaranteed anyway, so it doesn't matter. But this is what I'm saying about the thing is so the same. Think of something else that's a bit more interesting, because Dave Clark now just tips up the Racing Post Nap and the Racing Post Next Best and Trap 1 in the Trap Challenge. He does it every time because he's doing that to the actual competition. And Tony Bullen's the same. He'll have a rant about this and a rant about that, and he'll always say about, I don't know why. And it's just so why do it? So some of your analysts don't even take it seriously. What they're doing then? What's the point of putting those tips up?
And it's the same. It's the same. Every show, the RPG TV show you watch is exactly the same, except for the racing. That's the only difference. Like, there's no imagination. There's no.
The adverts are the same, and they're still irritating.
That's what I mean. It's just stale. I think the one word is stale. It's so stale. Anyway, I'm with the 2 here. Quite strongly, actually. I like the 2. I do.
Are we on, Tom?
I've had a value bet on the 4.
But have a little bit on 2 then.
I was too late.
I think I'd have went 2. The price is 2 or 3 because one of them could go bingo and lead.
I think 2 leads and wins.
And who are we on, Tom?
We're on the 4, but only for Tiny.
Okay. Off and racing on 4. Hurry up, PJ has smashed out, but he's got swallowed up into the turn, and 6 is swept on by the favourite now. It's Crafty San Diego gone on, but now battling back is Hurry Up PJ, and they battle into the 3rd turn now. 2 trying to join in up on the inside, but not a lot of room round the 3rd and 4th turns, and 4 goes back to the front once more. Hurry Up PJ for Paul Young down the far side with a 2-length lead from Whiting's New Era, who's trying to stay on past Crafty San Diego, turning up the last turn, and it is Hurry Up PJ for the good guys. Goes on. 4 has beaten 2 and 3.
Oi.
Well, 2 got stops at every bend, didn't it?
Yeah, I think
that's why I employ you on this show, you see.
Yeah, that's it. I've had a 10-1 winner and a 20-1 winner. I've had a 5 on between the 2 of them. stop clock and all that.
Oh dear.
Shelbourne Park. 9:24 for the next one.
I'm a bit gutted about that. I think 2 just got stopped at the first bend, and it got stopped at
It
the
was
third
very
bend, and
unlucky.
it just went sharp.
Yeah.
On and on and on and on.
You wouldn't
What did you
hesitate
miss?
to back that next time out. Yeah.
No, not at all.
Four was very lucky. He got swallowed up 2 or 3 times in that race
Yeah.
and just managed to squeeze through.
My headphones are telling me I need to charge them. I don't know what that means. Hopefully I don't die. I've not even got started yet, like I say. let me. I tell you, give me 10 minutes. I'm just going to throw these in here for 5 minutes. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
That's fine. No worries.
All right, I'll let you do the next
Cheers,
Shelbourne
Jack.
race. I'll be back after
We can
that.
talk
All
about
right,
you while
see
you're
you
going,
soon.
all right?
Don't worry about that. I'm not worried.
I'll hide you. I'll see you when you reappear. Look, I had Hennessy locked in a shed then. Oh, there he is.
Have you looked at this next race at Shelbourne?
It's the Ballymac Run race, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, what do you make of it, Pierre?
Fancy Ballymac Run, yeah.
Yeah. It is a tremendous night of racing, this.
Yes, top quality dogs, yeah. And do you know as well, I kind of was quite taken with I'll not be back when she broke the clock at Cork and she won the. She's won at Shelbourne before, isn't she? But
yeah, it's done a 28:07 round Shelbourne, which is not to be sniffed at.
no. The only thing is, Fabulous Azura might just move off a little bit from Red, but I think Run could come round behind and outstay her.
Yeah. What do you make of it, Watty?
I think 6 will win. Runs Shelbourne really well. I think he could get around the outside. I think the inside dogs could come together. 3-1 earlier. So I thought it was a fair enough price. Good pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, the York's winner, wasn't she? I was at a couple of Yorks. She won this competition, didn't she?
It's a proper race, this is.
Oh,
The money's coming into the market a lot quicker than it normally does.
Yeah, because I suppose the early prices have been up. There's more
Yeah.
confidence in them. Although, obviously there's an on-runner here, but yeah. I've not been looking at the totals actually tonight. Have you been watching, Tom?
Sorry, how do you mean?
What's bet on each market?
No, I haven't been looking for the offer, but it's been okay.
Yeah.
Be interested to compare on the Shelbourne ones with the next Bromford one.
Yeah.
Because Droopy's good in the next race. But yeah, it's not been too bad getting on tonight.
it should be, should it, in a race like this?
Well, yeah, quite. So this meeting is replacing Night of Stars, presumably.
Yeah, so it's called the Winter Festival. I think there was a meeting last night and a meeting tonight. So
Yeah.
this is the ultimate night where you've got the two that I suppose they grade them. So there's £10,000 races, £5,000 races, and £2,000 races. And I think last night wasn't quite as good a quality. I don't know what the prize money was last night because I was out all day. But I heard an interview with the racing manager Michael Dempsey, and he said that was really so that other people. I think they might even had sort of A3, A2 competitions, Tom, that the finals were on last night. So it kind of gave the not upper echelon of open races, but decent quality. Just that, so it's a festival for everyone, if you get what I mean. of different level
Yeah,
of
good.
dog.
Yeah. Well, tonight is 6-10 grand races on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just little. Yeah. It was mentioned, wasn't it? Mentioned Toast were going to do it at one point a couple of years ago. I don't know whether they couldn't dig any sponsorship or
Yeah, that's the thing.
no one pushed with it or what. I don't know.
It can't be easy to get that sort of level of sponsorship.
Tom, can you hear me without the earphones?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. We'll stay like that then for a minute. Let them charge. It might be a bit clearer. Do you know what? Out of all the English dogs going over, the one I liked was Azora here. Out of track one. I think
it's probably the strongest dog, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously, they're not going to be wrong if the
Bitch, yeah.
J-Lo dog gets it right, then it's a winner. But it's like playing bingo with that dog. As fast as it is, it needs to come away. Would it come away? You're even money if it comes away or not. So
yeah. Darren has said here, has the 6 had a trial since 25th of November? According to the card, no. The 25th of November was the last run, but obviously in Ireland they have unofficial trials, so it could have been going around every week, improving them, and we wouldn't.
You'd be amazed if he's entered this without it going round, wouldn't you? So
Is it not? They don't have to run for 6 weeks, and saying it's different to us over here, isn't it? I think they can have 6 weeks.
Can you imagine them leaving a dog off 6 weeks and then taking it to Night of Stars? You know, it's not. Then is it? You know what he's doing with the dog is. And what bit is it? Bitch, she on the Oaks, isn't she? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
And there's a few quid coming for it.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've got it ready.
Shrewdy is Mert.
I think that's what we're missing over here a little bit as well, with the lack of schooling tracks and things like that. But Ireland seems to lead the way with that as well. Why can't we have unofficial trials over here?
I'm torn on that.
No, I'm not torn on it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Well, you don't like the unofficials?
No.
Really?
Because you go to Galway on a Saturday night and they're betting to 240% because they just haven't got a clue. You're saying at Drumbo, they haven't got a clue what they've got for the dogs, and they're too scared to put up a position.
Yeah.
Do you not think it happens over here then?
Of course it does, but not as
depends what your name
as
is.
that. And the time finding.
Then you got half a chance of getting putting them around. Where's he putting around Sullivan's Day?
No, not around Sullivan.
Don't quote me on that. I'll get.
Well, if you can, if you can put them around a schooling track, I think. But that is obviously different to.
But the difference is in Ireland, there's one in every county. In England, there's maybe one in every half of England. I think there's only 2 or 3 left, isn't there? There's not many left.
What happens is, do you not think it happens at NGRC tracks then?
GBGB.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
You're showing your age there, boy.
No, I don't.
No, I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't have thought so, but.
Right.
But maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying at all tracks, but it certainly happens at some.
What they do get right over there, though, is the puppies. That's one of my biggest sticking points with British racing. They're just not given a chance. In Ireland, novice stakes and everything else, you got half a chance of getting your pup around. Like over here, like we got, like Sab just said, we've got a couple of August 21 pups. I think they're at one more on Monday in sprints, starting them off over sprints. Both look very nice, actually. If you want to see it, like I say, both went really well around Bicester, whatever way you say it.
Bicester.
There you go. Bicester. Is that is it the same place as where the shopping centre is? Is that right? They've got the outlet centre. Is that right?
Don't know.
Yeah. Mrs.
Yes. It's I'd say the schooling track couldn't be any further from civilization. You go down multiple dirt tracks past caravan parks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it Josh lad from Swindon?
Yeah,
is that granddad or his old man that runs that?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's amazing there. I've been there before, and he's got like a lever to start the hair running, and when he does, it's like a box of water and fire comes out of it. It's the most dangerous looking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I kept promising Nathan I'd go and watch him trial, but I never got around to it. He's been giving
it's a good day out because anyone can take their dog there. I saw someone put a cocker spaniel around 8 bends there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'd be winning A11 at Crayford. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, Ben Green just said 6 weeks for race dogs, and William
Yeah,
Berry said
yeah.
41 days as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently Ben also said new time finding rules in Ireland coming in
Yeah.
January.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know
Yeah,
about.
Brian Kennedy took advantage of the last thing tonight, I think. Only about 1.2 seconds.
Here we go. You got the
Oh,
comms,
shit.
Tom?
I will.
Good start.
Yeah.
Oh.
Racing, good start by one up the inside. Fabulous Azura. Shows now by 5. Paradise Nicky
How
Bell.
far?
There's one for the UK. Fabulous Azura leads into the back straight. She's gone on by 3 lengths to in second 5. Paradise Nicky Bell and Forest Willow.
Oh, freeze
Then comes
motoring.
to Ballymat. Fabulous Azura. Here comes two.
Blew over the top of you.
Charging out the leader, but it is Fabulous Azura.
Hey, one for the good guys. There you go.
And Fabulous Azura will win for Patrick Janssens. And the UK second is 2 Ballymac run. Raham Molfo absolutely rocketed home in third. But Fabulous Azura has provided the UK with the winner in 28:42.
He's
A
on
bit,
some
isn't
years,
it?
the old Fabulous man, isn't he?
British riders are on the mark. And,
Wow. Good race again.
Thompson, yeah, the Fabulous man.
10 grand.
British bred as well, isn't she?
Yeah, well, started off in Ireland, didn't she? But they are British bred, class as British bred, yeah.
And another selection in for you there, Jack.
Yeah, well done, Jack.
Yeah.
You've picked some good winners tonight.
A couple. She's ran well. To be fair, coming off the last bend now, I wasn't overly confident, but
Yeah.
she pulled more out, hasn't she? She just kept going.
Probably should have
As
saved
much
today,
as I
really.
want to say about Patrick and the toaster and
Because I thought she would lead and 2 would pick her up. Didn't quite get that bit right.
As I'd wish he'd pulled his dogs out at toaster, as he said he would be when he didn't. He does know how to train a dog, Patrick. He's a clever man.
Yeah.
He knows,
Yeah,
he's been around the world with it. He knows what he's doing. So
Yeah, but he said the same about Romford the other week. He said, oh, the track wasn't safe, but he ran that Hawkfield B around.
well, I called him out on that on Twitter, but he didn't reply to me for some reason. I'm not sure he wants
Didn't
to.
reply to me either.
But I've met him. He's a nice fella. But again, I won't take bullshit. I don't do bullshit. So when Patrick got on Twitter and had a dig at Romford, which is fair enough. Like you want to dig at Romford, you dig it anywhere, it's fine. But don't after time and after you let your dog run around tell us it's unsafe. If it's unsafe, why did you let your dog run? That's what we didn't want to do, which is why. And don't get me wrong, we made a right show and dance out of what we've done, and we done it on purpose. Like we didn't do it wasn't like it was a luck thing. We said, look, if we're going to do this, let's do it properly. Let's put a statement out. Let's tell them why we're not going to run, and let's tell them when we'll come back and we will run. But what I don't like is the after timing of the track wasn't safe. Well, what the fuck hell did you let your dog run then? I don't get that. It's not. And Nathan, like Tom will tell you, Tom obviously knows Nathan as well as I do. He is as blunt. Honestly, he's the most miserable bastard you ever meet. But he is as honest as he comes. He really, really is, Nathan. And if you tell him something, he'll do it. And that's what you want from a trainer. You don't want to be told yes, no.
Yeah, but he said the same about the traps. The traps aren't safe, but he keeps running his dogs out of them.
No, but Nathan led the way at Hove. The whole straw thing, that is ludicrous. That is how's that allowed to happen? They've done it. Obviously, after the whole palaver at Sosa, they then went to putting straws to who's in the final. I'm not being funny. There's that Brandon Matthews, the Irish lad, who's brought his dogs over. Can you imagine he'd get knocked out in a straw pulling after he's come over 5 times, paid for the ferry?
You'd have had money on the street getting pulled out though, wouldn't you?
Troop is good.
They should win this.
Right. Here we go then. 400 metres, race 12, 9:28. Hot favourite, Droop is good in red.
Yeah.
And away and racing, and Droop is good has bounced out the boxes and will lead into the turn. In front of on the outside, Hawthorne Best and Eichels Rocco, and down the far side, Droop is good's in a bit of a hurry here. Shot 3 lengths clear ahead of Hawthorne Best now, who's got the better of Eichels Rocco as they come off the last turn. Droop is good with a 2.5 length lead over Hawthorne Best, and that'll be the result. 1 will beat 5 and 3. Slider McCoy took third.
Just good animal, isn't it?
Yeah.
When drawn in red,
I'm
Yeah.
not sure there's anything wrong with that beats that dog.
No.
He wants one or two. Even when it's out in four, it's one. Well, the last couple of weeks, I was against it last week with Zoom, like I said earlier. But yeah, no, when drawn in red, it was short earlier and obviously justified that. Fast dog. I think one for the good guys as well. Paul Carpenter, I like Paul. I think he tried his best to make a difference at the GBGB, and didn't get given much chance to do that.
Yeah.
So good for him.
3 did a lot of running.
Yeah.
I've had my dinner too early today because I might have to have a second dinner.
A pizza delivered, Tom, like the old days.
Oh, yeah.
Whereabouts are you, Tom?
Cambridge.
Oh, okay. So you're not far from Nath, then.
No.
Do you get up there?
No, that's why I've got dogs. Yeah, I try to. I don't get there as often as I do because of the baby and work.
Oh yeah, you're telling me I've not been up there since he's been born. I will take him with me, but I'm waiting for the weather to get a bit better so I can push the pram. You get stuck in the mud otherwise. You don't need that, do you?
No. We've got all sorts of baby carrying contraptions.
Oh,
He's 9 months old now, and he's an absolute unit. me and my missus, me and Emily were having a competition earlier for who could hold the baby out like that for the longest. It's about 5 seconds before you got to put him down.
You got the bars. You have to hold
on
to.
Yeah.
And if you last a minute, you get 100 quid or something. Yeah.
How old's your one?
He'll be 11 weeks tomorrow. So.
Oh, bloody hell. Very new.
Yeah,
I'm very surprised you've been allowed on tonight.
Well, she's upstairs, actually. She said, look, I'll let you go on there. I did say to her, I had to ask permission. I've got a holiday slip approved, so she said it was all right for the evening. So she's upstairs with him. But he's good as gold, well. He's lovely.
Good.
Hopefully, there's still a sport for him to follow when he gets to my age, but we'll see. That's the plan.
There's a dog in this race that I think PL quite likes.
Yeah. Christie. I just remembered Droopy's good. His kennel name's Jake.
Okay.
Just remember that. No, Christie, yeah. And that was when I was saying I went to see those our pup. We went to Buckley's. We stopped off at Brendan's hotel, who he owns Banner by the Red, and he showed us. We just went in there for something to eat, and we'd obviously seen him win the previous night on the Derby final night, and that was a good thing. Like Pat let us go up onto the rostrum for Flashing Willow and Banner by the Red when they won. So that was quite a thrill. But we went to Brendan's hotel, and then he showed us all around the kennel, sort of where Banner by the Red was born and all that. So it's really, really nice. It's good.
Yeah,
nice.
You liked him for the Derby, Paul, didn't you? I remember seeing.
Yeah. You kind of
He's a fast dog. I must admit.
Me and PL tried to lease him for Derby or a share, and it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, nearly.
I don't blame you.
Nearly.
I think on merit, he was probably the fastest dog in the competition. I think I'd be fair saying that.
I think he's the fastest dog in training.
He just lacks that bit of the traps, doesn't he?
But even so, but when he got knocked out though, Jack, he was a bit cruel, really, when he sort of tangled with Aussie captain. It was a bit strange.
Yeah.
But even that, they reckon there was 3 different air drivers that night. You just think, like, what's that all about?
I've got to sort it. Yeah.
But
like I say, hopefully, without blowing our own trumpet, hopefully we've got the ball rolling a little bit now, and other people start taking notice, and people start actually making a stand rather than just getting on with it and sweeping stuff.
You think the GBGB might make a stand, really, wouldn't you?
That's my biggest thing. It shouldn't be us. We shouldn't have to do what we've done. We shouldn't have to turn around and say we're not running dogs to toast until they sort the traps out. The GBGB should go down there, and they should be saying to them, look, your license is revoked until you sort your traps out. And when you sort your traps out and we come and we pass them safe, we'll let you race again. And then I can promise you now, if that happened, Boothby would have him in today. He'd have him in tomorrow. If that happened today, he'd have him in tomorrow. But I'm not going to get too political about it. I don't know enough about it, but from what I've heard and from what I've been told, there's more to it than that. And there's people that are brown envelopes flying around. I'd like to say I won't get into it, but it just doesn't seem something doesn't seem quite right that they've not come out and they're a regulator. Can you imagine? I tried to compare it to football. If you were watching a football match and something happened, the FA would get involved instantly. Instantly, it wouldn't even be for debate. The same with rugby, the RFU, I think it is, whoever it is, for rugby and cricket, the cricket ball. But but why is our sport any different? Why can they stay quiet? And,
don't know. I was just saying, they
and
kind of all play that, bringing the
background.
game into disrepute and stuff like that. Yeah.
No, that's the thing. It fuels these antis, and some of these antis are near on terrorists. In fact, I think one of them actually got prosecuted for being basically a bloody terrorist. The one at home, I can't remember her name now, but is that right? She got legally prosecuted.
Got jailed, yeah. She got jailed.
That's what we're dealing with. So to deal with that, you just need to be like I say, and it's a shame because you boys have been in the sport a lot longer than me. And it puts me off. And I am your target audience. I am what you should be aiming at. I am what's going to keep this sport thriving in 10, 20, 30 years' time. And I've stopped buying dogs now. So how many other people are there like me? It's not just me. You know, it's the future of the sport. All right, fantastic. We go to a sport where the track and the promoters and the trainers own all the dogs. What? That's not sport. You know, it's not.
I've been stopping buying dogs for 40 odd years, but it doesn't seem to happen somehow.
You know, it's hard because every time
if you're in, you're in.
You up with another
I guarantee
one,
someone turns up with one, you'll be buying another one.
Are we playing PL?
Depends where you want to back him or not.
Yeah, I think
short enough. I
Evans
thought
is a gift.
Quite a tough race.
Got a bit odd on there, hasn't he?
Did you? Was it you, PL, that mentioned that one dog earlier, Petersburg?
Yeah, I just thought. I made him half the runner here, but
Cuba can obviously run.
Yeah, and a Bailey's decent.
Mm.
It's a very good race.
Even money head. Yeah. $39. So what's this over? The 550 or the 503?
575.
Yeah,
Big long run to the bend.
Yeah, it's a longer race, Fred, than usual.
So you'd favour that, wouldn't you?
To the turn, yeah.
He wants a long run to the bend, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's what he wants, yeah.
It's just whether he gets home, isn't it?
I reckon he will.
I think you should play here. Who's in control?
Both are.
I'm with you.
Been fishing. I've got no takers yet. All the non-believers, where are they?
Let's be having you.
Just depends what they keep doing the bloody industry prices, don't they? When you see some of them, they're quite happy to shorten up the frontier in the market, but they won't push any of the big prices out, especially if they're in 1 or 6, because it might affect the forecasts. It's absolute and utter theft, and no one still can explain how it works.
No.
Good job, add-ons for that.
So why have you boys put this on the back burner a little bit? I noticed there hasn't been a live stream for a little while.
Just because of the World Cup.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
But no, we'll get it going again, especially in the winter months. Going to bring back the Romford FA Cup for January.
Do you know who won that last year? I can't remember. Someone remind me.
Was it you, Jack?
It might have been me, Tom. Yeah, I think I won that last year. Thank you. I wasn't going to mention it.
It's quite an accolade. I won the first one. It goes on my CV.
You're going to say it's on my CV. It is tough, you know.
Yeah.
It's quite an enjoyable format. I must admit, I like the format because you're not particularly picking a dog to win. You're sort of picking a dog to beat the other dog.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
a very different
nice.
way of looking at a race, isn't it?
Yeah, no, which is nice. Yeah.
When
My technique going through the competition was pick after, and then you seem to have more of an advantage if you pick after the other person.
Yeah.
Because you can look at what could beat that dog, if that makes sense. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. I think I'll give the money to charity, actually. I think I'll give it to the Sheffield Ground Trust you guys are raising money for? Yeah. I'm not really a bad person. I might look like a bad person, but I'm all right.
Well done.
Right, come then. Come on, Fortune. Call Christian.
Come on, Ian.
Magical Cuba, 5, Balliol ahead, and 6 is all for the best. The hair up behind Traps.
Oh, he's got big for them.
Good start by Trap 4, edges inwards, Magical Cuba, and there goes
Oh, look at him go. Woof.
Running second spot now for Magical Cuba. Then comes 1, Petersburg, and 2. Ballymac John Joe Traffic in behind, and out front it is Balnabola.
Go on, Christy. Gap him.
Just turn back.
He's gone.
Go on, Christy.
Good, son. Keep pulling.
Hey, hey.
All day.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Ramo, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
There's an aeroplane. When he gets it right, the dog is an absolute aeroplane. There's no doubt in it.
He went bingo for him like tonight.
Hmm.
And it's turned out that the draws were what forwarded out the boxes as well.
How many Irish trainers do you think will come back over for the derby next year?
Less than last time.
Who was it? Was very vocal. Was it Holland or Buckley? Buckley, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, he got stitched right up in him.
Temporarily got banned. Yeah.
The best part was when he had to bring his own tea van to have a cup of tea. Fucking hell, you can't even get a cup of tea or anything. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Hopefully they come. I just hope they get it right because obviously we've all been to Toaster. What an amazing place! It has got so much potential to be so good there. That's what irritates me most is when you go there, you think, Jesus, what a place. But just get the basics right. That's all people are asking for. They're not asking for much.
Any reason not to back Magic here?
Loads of reasons not to back Magic, Tom. Let me tell you all about them. If it starts, it wins off the track, Tom. Yeah, it does.
Break last week, wasn't it?
But it's got to start. If it doesn't, honestly, I back the dog off the cliff. It finds every bit of trouble if it doesn't start. It's got this. It's like a magnet. It attracts trouble when running behind. It's the fastest dog in the race. Droopy's Stairway is game as they come. That's a brother to a dog I own. Droopy's by a mile, and he's won off the front, from behind. Has won every way. I'm not sure I'll be back in this race. Nipsey Hustle ran brilliantly last week, but yeah, I'll be with 4 on a price, but
double figures Nipsey Hustle if he goes bingo is a real big price.
Yeah. No, I'd say 4 at a price.
He has to clear 3 man. I think
He's running. And away and racing, and the favourite left at the start. It's 3, Droopy Stairway that leads from Antigua Biggin in second spot, and then comes Nipsey Hustle in third. Favourites only 4th at the moment with a full circuit to race, and it's 3, Droopy Stairway steering a middle course, some 2 half lengths clear from the 6, Antigua Biggin, who's trying to close now into the 5th turn. They're well clear then of Nipsey Hustle and I Am's a Magic as they come off the last bend. It's Droopy Stairway with a big lead and will run away from this field in the closing stages. 3 wins it. Tight second between Nipsey Hustle and I Am's a Magic.
Yeah, that's the problem with the 1. It's got that in it.
It's a
There's
freak.
no doubt. There's no doubt, in that one is a fast greyhound, a really fast greyhound. But I've watched it up there the last few weeks, and he's just got that in it. The three, like I say, his game, it does it both ways. It's one from behind, it's one off the front, and it's run really well there, really well.
One got a freak break last week. That's the one's normal break.
Oh no, it is. Yeah, no, what? I agree.
I back 3 and 4, and the hope one of them get off the front. So, but obviously 4 would have been better. But 3's run out with skin, isn't it? 3's running really, really well.
It is now. It wasn't to start with. I know a little bit about the dog. So we bought the brother, and it was half the price of the 3. I must admit. I think it's with Youngie. I'm not sure it's with, but they paid. How many figures is that, mate? They paid 5 figures for that, the 3 dog. So they was expecting it to be a nice dog, and it's turning into a nice dog now. We paid half of that for the brother, and the brother's sort of outshone it. I think he beat it even over 575 at Romford. But now it's starting to come to itself. But yeah, they're well bred, the dogs. They're a nice dog. So.
It's come right now.
Isn't it? Well.
Really
That was 5th, right?
There you go.
First and second mile, look at no forecast. But good 2 races.
9:42. That was the last one at Romford, wasn't it? 9:42 is far too early to be ending a night's racing.
Yeah.
This is one of my biggest stickling points as well. You're trying to get people into the track. You start racing at 6:10.
Yeah.
It's not who gets home from working time. Like, not talking about people like us. Like, let's say your mud punters. Let's call them something horrible. Mud punters. They want to go and do their bollocks at the Romford, but they're getting in from work at 5:30, 6 o'clock. And what are you going to do? Have a shower, get ready, and get down at 8:30 for what? 8 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, for 1 hour's racing.
Yeah. It just doesn't work. But again,
that's where SIS dictates it all, and that's why.
Yeah,
funny enough, that's what when we said about Lifford, everyone said, "You got an SIS contract?" I went, "No." Well, how are you going to survive then? And funny enough, Dave Johnson, he comes on. He's been on a guest with us, and he's been obviously a guest on Racing Post TV. He went to Doncaster to stand on Boxing Day. He said it was absolutely mobbed. It was mobbed, and it wasn't an SIS meeting. It wasn't, it wasn't televised. There was no betting on it whatsoever, other than if you went to the track. Yeah. But if you market it right, and they had that actually leading up to Christmas, done that sort of thing, and you talk about Karen and stuff like that. But Sheffield is another track. It's rammed out there.
Yeah,
it's rammed out there because they market it well. Because and to be fair to Sheffield, they'll have like 16 races, so they'll have their bags card, and they'll have more after. Like you just said, Jack, people can't get there for the start that early, so they're making the best of both worlds. While we're open, we'll make hay. Now, I'm not suggesting that you should have 16 races. You shouldn't, but the point is that with Lifford, Harry always said he wanted to open at 7:30 and 7:45 and have literally 8 to 10 races, so people can go there, enjoy themselves, have a night's racing, and it's not dictated by SIS.
No, that's right, 100%. Romford and Crowford were the same. I'm an owner, obviously, at Romford, and I've had dogs at Crowford previously. I couldn't get into either track on Boxing Day. So not that I was trying to, but if I wanted to, I couldn't go. It sold out. Completely sold out. Romford and Crowford were both sold out on Boxing Day. And like you say, Crowford wasn't on any of the shops. It was nothing. It was literally just a card that they'd done independently, and that was their card. Romford was a bit different because it was their normal afternoon bag slot, which is fine. But it would have sold, even if it wasn't, it would have sold out. It is doable. Romford, foot traffic wise, when you go to Romford, I never seen another track like that. It doesn't. You go there Friday, Saturday, it's rammed. Every Friday and Saturday, Romford is rammed. Yeah, and it doesn't need. Some tracks need SOS to survive. You've got your Suffolk Downs and your Kingsleys and your whatever else they might be. Yeah, but tracks like Romford, they don't need SIS, and they don't need to be dictated to by them either. They get their people through the door and they get their drinks stolen.
That was my point as well, Jack. Is that and obviously Shelbourne's on tonight. That's my point. In case Shelbourne generally would open at 7:45, but they won't be dictated to by SIS to run hand in hand with Romford at 6 o'clock. They won't do it. So they compromise and say, all right, we'll start at 7:14 then instead of 7:46, whatever they're 7:45, whatever they're put. But at least they stand their ground. They're not just what I call an SIS bitch. You know what I mean? At least they're doing something to say, no, we don't want it because we're going to shoot ourselves in the foot for people coming through the door. And that's what's going to make us money as well. So there has to be a compromise.
But then the Irish racing is government subsidised. It wouldn't survive in its current form without the money the government puts in. So there's somewhere between the two. It's a sustainable business model that's good for people to actually go and watch the racing.
But like you say as well, Tom, you know, when you pick up a Shelbourne card, even if it's a Friday night Shelbourne card, they've got A3, A2. Sweepstakes. There's always something going on which makes you think, well, and to be fair to Romford, I think that's the beauty of a Romford on a Friday night is that they have heats. They might not be the best in the world, but if you see a dog that catches your eye, you want to go there next week to watch it.
No, that's right.
Yeah. Well,
and it's consistent. How many tracks have we got in the UK that put opens on every week consistently? I mean, it's the only track I can think of is Romford, and maybe Toaster on a Sunday. To be fair, Toaster on a Sunday, but Romford every Friday night for the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Every Friday night there's been open racing. But you see it when you go down. It's rammed. It might not look busy on the telly, but when you go into the concourse, it's rammed. The bars are queuing. There's people buying food. You're waiting 20 minutes to get a burger. They got it right, and it all goes back to promotion and local promotion and the local people and. You just got to push it out there. And I keep saying, I'll say it for the third time there, but Karen does a brilliant job. She does. But there's so many people that can learn from that and could adapt to that. And it just winds me up. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. Like, I know what he's got dogs at Sunderland. I've got a friend, actually, Andrew, who's in our syndicate. He's got dogs. He's from Newcastle. He's got dogs at Sunderland. He lives down in Slough now. He has a lot of dogs with us. But he was saying, when you go to Sunderland, there's just no one there. Like you go there and there's maybe a couple of people in the restaurant, a couple of people on the terrace. It's just not the same. But it all goes back to the same thing. It's social media, it's promotion, it's getting your name out there. It's just doing it right. It's sad. Like I say, I find it sad. The whole thing's sad. But hopefully one day somebody somewhere pulls their finger out and does something about it. So I've done my bit. Like I say, I can only do what we can do as owners, and we're trying to do that. But ultimately, it's down to the tracks and down to the governing body, and they only seem interested in the bookmakers' money and SIS money. I don't know. It is sad because what sport? I love the sport.
I worked in London for 12 years and never missed a Romford meeting. Used to own dogs at Romford. Never missed a meeting.
Well, how far away do you live from Romford, miles-wise? 500 miles?
No, it's not that far, is it? 250, isn't it?
Oh, okay. So what, 4 hours in the car? 5 hours?
Yeah, but like I said, I used to go because I worked in the city, so I lived in Screen and Chadwell. Yeah. That's when I was down there for about 12 years. That's when I first met PL. I used to sit downstairs thing and have a right old cracking.
But bar the little food, right? Everyone's all the people that know
bet there as well. One or two, the bet and everything.
Yeah,
that's where all the notes. So you get Ray Bond down here every now and then if you're lucky.
Yeah, they were the good old days. They were.
No,
that's the thing. Is that I think there's a few people have kind of made comments as well that it's just been grabbed hold of by bookmakers and used and abused, really. And
it is.
That's the sad part about it, is, and everyone's kind of going, yes sir, to the bags contracts. And funny enough, Jack's mentioned Pete Harnden, and Pete Harnden, when he was at Nottingham, he said, "Be careful what you wish for," and he did say that at the time, where these people have rushed to get that little bit of extra money, and then realise that they're tied in, and then all of a sudden the grass is greener somewhere else, and they can't go anywhere.
Does Hello Hammond stay here? That's my question.
What?
Hello Hammond stays. No.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident of that. I think Hello Hammond and Pablo Escobar, the form lines are clear for all to see. Hello Hammond should be miles ahead.
Wait a minute.
It's 2-2, Tom.
The right race.
Tom, they've met 4 times. It's 2-2.
750, 6-8.
Pablo's, it's all on the break with that. Like, Hello Hammond has a bit of a chance from off the pace.
Can I just apologise? I thought the race was further than what it is. It's a short 6 bends, isn't it? The race.
Yeah, no, it's the 750, Jack. Yeah, the short run to the bend. But
that's my
to be fair,
he's got proven form over the trip.
I fell for Hello Hammond in the English Derby, and he was an awful bend runner. But he kind of seems to run better at Shelbourne, actually. But he's a funny character, but he's got a big engine, and again, Pablo Escobar's a really nice dog. He'd probably move off a little bit from Red, but
do you give Ruin a sniff?
Yeah, I do.
I'll give Ruin a sniff. If she traps like she can, then
yeah,
she can win this. I really think that.
It's for me, it's a race for sitting back and watching, really.
Yeah, agreed.
So I don't really know. A lot of, I think, like Paul just said, I think a lot of it's on the break as well. With
they're all hitting the 1, 4, and 5 are all capable of going bingo. We're all capable. By the same token, you would be surprised if they all missed it.
Yeah.
So how do you have better than prices when you got that in the back of your head?
So for this trip at Shelbourne, the traps are on the bend. Is that right?
Yeah, they're not too far off the bend. A bit like a 6:30 at Monmore.
Monmore. Okay.
Monmore, yeah.
So you need to be able to start, is what we're saying. A little bit.
Yeah.
It's open 750. And there is the bell. The runners for this 10th race in 1, Pablo Escobar. 2, Stories Pee-wee. 3, Famous 8. 4, Hello Hammond. In 5, Savannah Runart. 6, Get Away With It. 1.5 laps ahead of them. Good start by Pablo Escobar, but there goes 5. Savannah Runart leads into the opening turn. Get Away With It. 1, Pablo Escobar back in 3rd. Then comes 2, Stories Pee-wee, Hello Hammond, and Famous 8. But Savannah Runart has shot into a 4-length lead over 6 in 2nd. Get Away With It. Pablo Escobar back in 3rd. A further gap to 4, Hello Hammond, but Savannah Runart leads down the back straight for Kevin Boothby and Diane Henry. She's on by 5, 6 lengths to the 3rd bend. Now Pablo Escobar moves 2nd. 4, Hello Hammond forced to check when flying, but up front, and it's Savannah Runart. Pablo Escobar giving all he can in 2nd, but another for the UK. Savannah Runart wins well. 2nd is 1, Pablo Escobar, and Stories Pee-wee.
Beautiful.
Probably his best night of racing ever.
She has ran so well.
Yeah.
She has ran an absolute.
I don't know. Get them 3 winners.
I did say that though. I said if she traps, she wins.
Didn't even think that one.
So she ran the track really well as well for someone that's not. Well, has she gone round there before she come over? She must have. She was quite an older dog, wasn't she, when they brought her over? She must have been around Shelbourne before.
Yeah, she had. Yeah,
she was 2.5 when they bought her, wasn't she? So
not done very well around there though.
Oh, really?
It's a massive achievement to go over there and win a race like that. Jeez.
Huge.
For the UK, they have 2 out of 3 so far. Ain't bad, is it?
Big Kev's had 2 winners, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
You brought him a bit of luck, Jack. You brought him a bit of luck.
Traps, Paul. Don't worry about that. We're getting some new shiny traps, not refurbished, brand new.
Yeah,
straight out of the steel yard.
There's enough prize money there now for
there is.
I think. Yeah.
Well, he won enough at Crowford the other morning. He had about 25 grand up at Crowford the other morning, didn't he? Didn't he win both the Cat 1s and the Cat 2? Is that right?
There's more than that, wasn't it? He won the 2 Cat 1s. Yeah, he won just.
So he's definitely got enough money in for it. So we'll see.
When Darren got inky, it wasn't a night of stars. So.
That was very impressive. I did give her a sniff there, but I didn't think the race
Well,
would go
like
like
you said,
that.
well, that's gone
You're,
bingo. And the two dangers have both fell out of me, so that was it.
Yeah. Three races to go.
Yeah, this next race, I proper fancied the dog that they pulled out. Galloping. Not Galloping City.
Yeah.
Gary
I
Vogel.
fancy it as well.
Yeah.
I really like him.
That was my pick. Well, that sprint when he picked up Flashing Willows was unreal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, he's got a nice turn of early.
Oh, the Kobe's got a very nice draw here.
Yeah. Good, generally a good breaker, isn't he?
Mm.
Just look at tonight's football scores. Watford got beat 4-0 at Swansea. That could be the Watford manager down the pin then. They haven't sacked one for weeks.
Yeah. Go for him,
Liverpool
didn't they?
came back 1-2-1. Brentford. I fancy Brentford tonight. I didn't have a bet in football in my life, but
You like a bet on the football, though, Watty, don't you? I see it on Twitter.
I like a bet on anything. Gambling mad. But don't mind, yeah.
I've always struggled with betting on football. People are proper nerdy about football. I'm a football fan, but
Do you know
people,
what?
watch every single game for a whole weekend
honest
in
with you,
every
I've never
league in
met-
Europe.
Anybody that wins on football.
Nah, got a bet on that.
And I mean that. Like, I don't know whether it's just a thing about my friends and everything else, but I've never met somebody that makes a living at betting on football. I haven't. Whether that's a me thing or a general thing, I don't know. But
Well, I guarantee you it's definitely not me.
is that a trumpet, Watty?
No, not me.
Oh, right.
I could make a living. If I could get on dogs, I think I could do all right on dogs if I could get on board.
Yeah.
It's just
So
so
that's what I
annoying
mean.
when you.
There's a lot of people I see putting football bets up and winning £700 accumulators and whatnot, but I can promise you now that I've done £3,000 trying to get there. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone gets one of them every now and again, don't they? You know what I mean? That's
well, of course, yeah.
I mean, I had one
that's
once,
what keeps-
and it was
that's what keeps people going, isn't it? The odd win. It's like it's like anything. But I've never met anybody that makes a living off betting on football. That's what I'm saying.
Well, PL put a dog up the other day, but Doncaster. I fancied it. I did fancy it, but it's always good to see PL say, "I fancy this." It was the one that won the first race. It was 15-2 on Betfair. On Sportsbook, sorry, they 5 dog. The one at Calvert's, what you put up the other day. I think it won 9-2. And I went on Sportsbook and said you can have £3.30 on. I mean, how are you supposed to make a living out of that?
Yeah.
And it's like trying to bet on Ladbrokes 15-8, you can have 33 quid on. Try betting Sportsbook 9-4, you can have 11 quid on. And it's just
that's
trying to lay a bet or don't lay a bet, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the other thing about British greyhound racing, especially, which is so wrong. It's the inability to get on. It's the control the bookers have. That they have a complete monopoly over it, don't they? So, but then recently, I've been to Australia.
In anyone bet.
So I've got a brother who's living in Australia, and they've got minimum bet laws out there, and it's fantastic that they have to lay you to lose a minimum of 500 quid. Some other states is £1,000, which the idea of is fantastic. But the British
but it's the same firms all over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same firms all over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, like I say,
That's
our
about
government.
it's like Bet365 and Ladbrokes ever.
Yeah, but
It's
they're being
sponsored race all
forced
there for
to
loads of
over there.
money.
That's the difference.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that is the difference.
And
They
over
have
here, you don't
to.
have to lay your 2 bob.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But it's a different in government. So the British government are making you send the bookmakers a sample of your semen to get a bet on. Like, I know it sounds absolutely ridiculous saying that, but it's true. Like to open an account these days, you need to give them your birth certificate. You need to give them your latest bank statement. You need to, if you're a winning punter, they ask for all this. It's so wrong. Where the Australian government have gone the other way with it. They've gone, hang on a minute, how can you have a complete monopoly over it? This is what we're going to do. They put minimum bet laws in, and I think New South Wales and a couple of other states are $500, and a lot of the others, Tasmania's $1,000. So they have to lay you to lose a minimum of that, and they can't not lay you. And it's fantastic if you can get into the Australian racing and you get good at it and you can learn the form. Because don't get me wrong, it's completely alien to the British form. It's completely different. It's like betting on a different sport when you read the form. But once you get used to it, I've been looking at it recently. Once you get used to it, there is value to be had out there. I think Neil Price is one of the British guys that has really taken it on over there. He's doing really well over there. I was speaking to him. He pointed me in the right direction on a few things, actually, Neil. A really nice fella, Neil. I've got a lot of time for him. And
he's not British, he's Welsh.
Yeah, no, that is the only problem. Nathan's a bit like that as well, boy. And no good, honestly. No good.
No, he's a good lad.
Who are you betting with, though?
Well, this is it.
You must be the same restrictions as what.
No, I don't, because I bet.
How do you get
so
on?
like I just said, I've got a brother that lives in Australia, so he basically, without incriminating myself too much on a live YouTube stream, my brother opened the account and I use a VPN, so my internet looks like I'm in Australia, and I bet using the tab, which is basically the tab is their tote effectively. If you can do it, then do it. But you can do it, and you can appear in any province in Australia, so you can get up to. Well, it's up. I think they have to lay up to lose 500, and then in some states it's 1,000. But
so does their tote work the same way as our tote? But it's not fixed odds.
No, it's not. No. Their tote's not fixed odds. Their tote's not. It's not like our. No, it's not like our tote at all. But it's the closest thing to they've got, if that makes sense. The TAB
as well, I don't know.
Oh yeah, they've still got Ladbrokes over there, quite big. Bet365 are quite big over there. They have. You still get bigger prices if you can bet 365 early over there. You still get a bigger price on that than you will do on the tab. But ultimately, you can get the money on the tab. So because they have to lay you, so you can get the right amount of money on. But some of the prices are ridiculous. It's still the same. They still follow 365 prices. So if you made a dog 2-1 and it opened up 5-1, you can bet it all the way down to 2-1. But each bet you have, you can have to win up to $500. So
I don't know why.
If you're betting it 5-1, 4-1, 2.5-1, 2-1, you can bet that 4 times to win up to $500. So ultimately,
there's no reason on a tote why they wouldn't take your backs. It just goes into the pool and they get their percentage takeout. Yeah. It's not like you're winning money off them. In fact, you're putting more money in for them to get the commission off.
Yeah, but then, like I say, TAB, I'm not sure. I'm not sure it works the same as our tote works, to be honest with you. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know enough about it. I want to just start getting into it, like I say. And there's so much racing out there. That's the other thing as well. There's so many tracks, and it's not like over here where you've got a graded card. It's dogs change tracks all the time, and it's not. So you have a state that's got 4 or 5 tracks, and then dogs can run at any track in that state. So you're having to really keep an eye on. He's a little bit more difficult, but once you get your head around it, he's pretty good. I'd love to have a dog out there. That's my next thing. I'll put a dog out there.
Yeah, I'll be well keen for that.
If you get something going, Tom, I'll be up for it. Give Brian a call and we'll send one over. It'll be all right. No,
we're playing here, PL.
I told you I fancied the 2 originally, so I don't really know now. Obviously, but one it looks between 1 and 3 is a bit. Well, it looks like it's a bit money for 6.
My sportsbook bet I put on earlier.
I suppose Bottom's got a good draw because 5 will be on
the blue.
Tell you what, the way the British dog's been running, it's hard not to fancy Goofy here.
Yeah.
He didn't smack that he had the same sort of raw to the bend, but
Mm.
I mean, he got beat by Fabulous Azura last time, so I suppose that franked the form. But
Yeah.
no strong opinion.
No.
Yeah, I was stuck on the blue PL as well, and problem is with me sportsbook slip bet, I'm probably on the blue still. They don't give you none, do they?
Is there a delay here, or is that just my stream?
No, still in the paddock.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I'm with you.
They'll go in pretty
We
quick.
just got
I
the
reckon.
traps now.
Yeah,
We just got.
you're ahead of us, Jack.
I'm very slightly ahead of you.
Yeah, only by a second.
Have they closed their?
Yeah, they'll close the market. I think they've just done it by time because it's so late.
Must have done, yeah.
Because there's going to be no one else. I assume they get someone press the button, but don't they? Because they usually go at Romford who'd press the button to close the market. But this late, I'm guessing there isn't. So it just does
The
it all
four
the
dog
time.
is the same litter as the two pups that are going around toast at the minute.
Yeah.
But they 3 and 4 met, and the draw was switched round. There was nothing between them really. I don't really see how 4 clears 3, but
Well, the trial from the 3, 27.
was incredible, wasn't it?
Take
Yeah,
that again, wouldn't
yeah.
you? Jesus
but
Christ.
he is a bit hit and miss at the start. But
Hmm.
but yeah, if he repeated that, I think he'd win this. But
We'd hope so. 27 something.
Get no industry prices here. 5 to 2 to 13 to 8. The 3 dog's been shortened, the 4 dog's been shortened, the 6 dog's been shortened. How the hell did they get away with it? Disgusting. You press the button, Tom. Red's
good
gone big,
start.
That one's fire.
One time only, but up front and it is one. The other Corey leads from 5. Moving off, one time only, back in third spot, Simon Goofy. Then comes 2 Stefan Socks, but the other Corey is clear tonight. He's on by 6-7 lengths. 2 in second spot, 5, one time only, and 2 Stefan Socks. 3 improves. Kilgraney Sydney, but all about the other Colby. His stride shortening, but he wins well in 28-37. Well done to Jennifer O'Donnell. She's won a Derby now. She's won a Winter Racing Festival Open 5-2-5. Second, I believe, was, excuse me, I have to leave it with me, the winning time, 28-37. All I know
It was
is
one
the
time
other
only, wasn't it?
That's where I rolled it.
2 or 3 and 15.97, wasn't it? Huh?
Yeah.
The 2's turned right and just completely left the door open for Kobe there.
But it was
But,
already gone, wasn't it? That's
Yeah,
the
it
thing.
was, it was already
Like you
gone.
say, he had a
We're in
good
the
draw,
car
Tom.
saying,
He was right.
The red went
He had a
big
good
one,
draw.
yeah. The red, to be fair, the red went bingo.
He had a good draw.
He went bingo, didn't he? To be fair, I don't think it would matter what the 2 done.
No.
He might be one of them dogs that's
I've been on that.
it's good when he's
Second.
fresh, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Smash.
Most, I think most,
good.
well, pitches, especially.
The next race isn't a bad one, is it?
That's their bottle of wine going pear shaped.
This is one of the best races I've seen in a very, very long time. What do you make of Shadow? What's
Yeah,
he-
2's like interesting. Well, if he goes bingo, he can win, can't he?
Yeah.
If I'm having a bet, I'm betting the bottom. I think the inside dogs could all come together, possibly. And the bottom's got loads of early. The bottom of double figures is, which I thought was a big price.
Hmm.
I've got
Because if he goes out in front,
The danger. The back run is Bobsleigh Dream, and she's going to have to get a miracle run to get round behind him, isn't she? So just
Yeah.
picked him up in that final the other week. I think the bottom is the 11.5, whatever. I think that's a massive price, mate.
Yeah.
I think all the others are going one way. It's going to get a solo at the bend.
This one dog, this Callaway Pro-Am, so it must have been about 8 months ago now. So I saw it running Ireland, and I thought, fucking hell, that's a fast dog. It's called Bogger something before.
Bogger Hunter.
There you go, yeah, Bogger Hunter. And I put it in the boys' group. And I said, look, do you fancy this dog? And everyone looks at it and I said, yeah, no, it looks a nice dog. And anyway, so we messaged the bloke, got a price, and wanted 20 grand for it. Obviously, we all said, no, that's too much money. we're not paying that. It ain't that class. Like, it's all right. It'll be a good minor open dog, or it'll win a couple of opens. Anyway, 6 months later, it's in the Irish Derby final. So, but a few of us didn't realise that it had its name changed and it was the same dog. So then we looked it up and I was like, oh, fuck it now. Yeah. It turns out that it's Callaway Pro-Am who's made the Irish Derby finals. Yeah, we missed out on that one, but we were never going to pay the money they were asking anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we did ask. It was funny. I think he did say that. I think he sold it to whoever's got it now, but it stayed in Ireland. So.
No, Jake is right. Bogger Bible. Yeah, Bogger Hunter ran earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I think it was Bogger something. Yeah, no, we spoke about it, and then when it made the Derby final, one of the boys went back in the chat and found the messages I put in about the dog, and I was just laughing.
I've got so many of those.
What could have been? You know,
yeah, there's so many of them. So. Yeah.
Yeah, 20,000 wanted. We said no, thank you, and then next thing you know, I think he was favourite. Was he favourite for the final Pro-Am, or was
he was? Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, it was favourite.
He was the third one for the Irish Derby final. I think it was.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we've all got plenty of one that got away.
What do you think of this racing, Tom?
It's just a great race, isn't it?
Brilliant race.
It's it's worthy of any Derby final.
Yeah, not so great, I suppose, if you own Bobsleigh Dream, but I suppose she did have a draw last week and it played into her hands.
Yeah, it's an awful draw. Yeah.
Well, it didn't, did it? It's an amazing amount of running to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
What were they rumoured to have paid for Call of Annie Shadow?
54 grand or 48 grand, wasn't it?
I think it was 57. Shadow. We paid for.
It's a good few quid, isn't it?
Yeah. Sure it was.
He's back late off his fucking bed.
Yeah, it's a race that's quite hard to run. So I try and run the race in my head. So, what are they going to do from the boxes? Where are they going to be at the bend? And I don't know in this. I really don't know. I looked at it.
Shadow at 5.4. It's got to be because if he breaks, he wins. I can't honestly. There's not a dog in the world that keeps up with that dog if he breaks.
Yeah.
So you're betting on him breaking. And if he breaks, which I wouldn't be too surprised if he does. Janssens, if you look how way Ozura come out earlier.
But look at the dogs he's got either side of him.
No, of course. But then they're not going to. I don't think they compete with him if he breaks. I really don't. I think he's that good. But he's got to break. Like I say, it's like flipping a coin with him. If you flip a coin and he breaks, he wins. If he doesn't break, he doesn't win. But 4-1 on him to break, I'll be taking the price. Personally,
yeah, on a one-off race.
Yeah, I wouldn't take it. It's getting shorter now. So 5.5 as value, 4.5 maybe not. So
yeah,
it's definitely good.
On one of the races at a big price, you'd have a go, wouldn't you? But competitions, not so much.
Mm.
Right, yeah. Double figures the bottom will do for me.
I think Janssens
Well,
might be under a little bit of pressure here as well because they paid big money for Shadow. That they bought it to win races like this. I really think he's going to get mounted. I do. But yeah, he's just what a fantastic race. He's brilliant. You know it's good when Romeo Majiko is 8.4, don't you? That's unbelievable.
Yeah, well, yeah, quite.
What other races?
It's literally 10 dead a minute ago.
That's crazy, isn't it? When you think how good the dog is.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
Bobster Dream, I know Bobster Dream's got a horror draw, but 13 for 12 to 1 for Bobster Dream. Mental, isn't it?
Yeah. Grace C has messaged. I think probably the second female name that's ever sent a message on Greyhound Watchalong. How do you pronounce Shadow? It's been an ongoing debate in our house. Is it Shadow or Shado?
So I've got it as Shadow because if it was going to be Shadow, they would have spelt it Shadow, SHADOW, wouldn't they?
Could be a bit straight.
Might not be enough letters.
Yeah. Oh yeah, possibly. Yeah, Kudavani's got there's
no space either.
Yeah. So, So I thought when I've seen it on cards before, it's had the space. I think it's the only time I've seen it without space. And
it does have the space normally.
Yeah, 16 letters. That's all you're allowed.
Yeah.
Is that how many it is, Paul?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why. Maybe it is Shadow, then that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, Ben. Same. Shadow hasn't run against.
I must admit though, if I spent
yet.
50 grand on a dog, I'd be changing the fucking name of it. Let me tell you, it'd be called something. It'd be called Bingham's Rocket. It wouldn't be called Kudavani Shadow still. I can assure you. That sort
I think
of money,
it's owned by a syndicate. Isn't it?
So same blokes who won the Derby, what are you doing there?
Bit for Finn, I like that.
Yeah, I just think he's got a chance here if he can't. I just think he's drawn to run a fairly straight line. I did think Magico was quite a big price actually, but I'm worried about Bobsleigh Dream trapping and hitting him straight away.
Yeah,
the money's going for the right dog now. The plot draw. Come on, the Jet.
Yeah, I can't be having 5.8 Shadow. I'm going to play Shadow. I think
I've got Magico better to the bend than Mustang Jet, but as you say, I just think that maybe Bobsleigh Dream could play a part in that he might just rub shoulders with Magico and he wouldn't want that sort of thing. But
6,
5,
but
if he outstarted her, she'd just flop him behind, and I'm sure he'd lead Mustang Jet to the turn, Magico, but. Yes, it's one of them. It's this and buts and do you know Callaway Pro? As much as I really love the dog, I was convinced he would win the Derby final on the red draw.
Yeah,
I watched him a couple of times. And he doesn't quite out that when he's pitched right on the rails in one. He doesn't seem to drive out of the second bend that well. I think he gets intimidated if a dog's on his outside. And he kind of doesn't seem to whip out the second bend. If he's on his own, he does. Because I think he moves off a little bit. I think when he gets held, I don't know. It's just something I've noticed. I watched him. I did spend ages doing the car today, I must admit. Probably too long. But
do we not think 6.2?
Couldn't lead Jet around Limerick, could it?
6.4. Fucking hell.
Sorry, Paul?
Magico never led Jet around Limerick when they were running against each other.
It never led Jet?
No,
I think he would have.
Mustang Jet showed in that final, especially, and through the early rounds, it showed the most early. I thought out of Magico, Bobsleigh Dream, and Mustang Jet around Limerick. Mustang Jet was leading them every time, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure that Magico was a bit unlucky not to come round, but
I can't have this price about Shadow. I really can't.
It is big. It is very big.
It's getting smaller now, but it hit 7 a minute ago. It'd be 6 to 1. It can't be 6 to 1 here.
but
I think-
it's
I
a
think-
very, very, very good race.
No, don't get me wrong. It is. I just don't think there's a dog in the world that can live with him if he breaks. I really don't.
Yeah. Well, he did Perry Bar track record, I think, didn't he? 2770 something.
Yeah, but it wasn't just a track record. It was about if you exclude what the other bitch done, Sakina Slit Sakina.
Yeah.
It was you're talking 15 spots, like
Yeah.
15, 20 spots inside the track record. It's unheard of.
Yeah.
And you're betting on him breaking. I'll be taking. Yeah. Let's see.
Guns you had then, Tom. Who'd you fancy? It's hard, isn't it?
It's really hard.
It's just a good race. It's a really good race.
Gun to my head, probably Pro Am, just
Yeah.
by virtue of being in red.
On the inside, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big advantage in races like this. But then, as I say, I thought that about the Derby, but I don't suppose there's
No, it was Pro Am was one of those ones that was kind of a little bit under the radar through the Derby and just got better and better and better.
Definitely overcooked himself on parade.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely
Are you not concerned it's gone from 11 to 8 out to 5 to 2? And 4.1 on the machine.
Yeah, definitely, of course. Yeah, but then
Yeah.
I've got to tell you, Paul, I didn't really make him an 11 to 8 chance anyway. So
Oh, no,
But-
it should never
No,
be that way.
nothing should be allowed to
do
eight
that,
races.
yeah.
Do we-
I see
No.
there was money for him. I think it was.
It was
I
a
think he
to
was.
the field race, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he was 5 to 2 into 13 to 8 with one of the films. But they tend to.
Do we think Patrick would have gone over a few days before? Or do you think he went over today?
Probably today.
Yeah, I
What,
don't
off
really
the boat,
know.
straight in the traps.
Yes, that's the best way to do it. They get unsettled if you're there in a different kennel
Yeah,
for a
it's true,
few
that,
nights
actually, yeah.
before.
Yeah.
They know the van, it's dark and comfortable, and they just straight out there, and then they're racing. They don't know they're somewhere really different.
He's come strong now, Buddy McFinn. Good
Yeah.
start.
Right, here we
Come
go.
on.
And there you have it, folks. The 550-yard contest. The Greyhound Racing Open 551. Callaway Pro-Am. 2 Coolavani Shadow. 3 Ballymac Finn. 4 Romeo Magico. 5 Bobsleigh Dream. 6 Mustang Jet. Hair up behind traps.
Yeah.
Racing. Good start by Trap 5. Cuts inwards. Bobsleigh Dream, the Ledger champion. But there goes.
Go on, the Jet!
Shoots the corner.
Go on, Jet!
Romeo Magico badly balked.
Go on, you beauty double figures!
Was picked up in the Ledger final, but he's still clear to the third bend. Surely he's on his
Go
way.
on, the Jet!
Going for his latest defeat. 3 Ballymac Finn
Ooh.
in second is running on. Here comes Bobsleigh
Keep
Dream. But
chicken!
Bobsleigh Dream back in
Oh, well,
second.
five
There's
grand, by the way.
Ballymac Finn.
Jesus
That
Christ,
was
he's
the
done this,
second opening
Off the
yards.
floor,
The winning
five.
time 29.68. Mustang Jet, a tremendous winner.
Did the cameraman lose 6? I didn't see where 6 was on the way to the first bend.
Come away.
Well, it was exactly what would happen. 5's going to go left, and it grabs us
Yeah.
solo of all solos.
Kind of went behind
I'll have to
the.
look
Yeah,
figures out.
yeah, it did look. It looked.
Five.
Yeah, it did.
Five ruined the race, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
it did.
Like you
The
said,
6 has just
what-
gone out.
the 5
6
dog,
led
the
that.
5 dog has
Strong
been.
dog.
Bobsleigh Dream is an absolute machine. Bobsleigh Dream.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the running she's going to get is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Which
Come
is
on,
a
like a
horror draw.
train.
And go on, P.L. Tell us a story. Tell us this. Come on, mention what you do with a good draw. Beat an egg.
Yeah. You beat a.
That
Can't
was a
beat
draw
any-
of all draws. Double figures. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well done,
Go on,
Watty.
my baby. Top of back to top off.
Did you have the winner there, Watty?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. You've got to
I had a
celebrate.
bet on that, yeah.
No, that's right.
Cornetto, that sunshine dog, which got absolutely murdered by the blue for the lot in that.
Yeah.
But here, oh, that's settled.
I need to
Decent
keep
mate
it at
now.
Romford. I'm happy. I don't bet this Irish.
Might have to have a drink now.
Stick to what you know.
It wasn't the race I hoped
Best
it would
draw dog
be.
of the
That
night.
one.
No, well, that was.
Yeah.
And the thing is that Bobsleigh Dream had smashed out. And I thought,
Yeah.
I kind of had that in my mind that she would do that from a wide draw. She would just break and then run across it,
Yeah,
dogs. And
yeah.
she's run a Stormer again, but she stopped Magic Hill winning, and Finn just walked out, didn't he? I
You
think
the red move on,
Finn ran all right there, to be fair.
Yeah.
and you knew and you're right as well. Like again, another dog that doesn't want to be moved off as well.
Yeah. And how did he run Shadow?
When you were saying the one dog
Didn't
dog,
break.
the dog
Didn't break, yeah. Didn't break.
that bugger dog earlier PL that was in trap 1. If that had been in trap 3, like we said earlier, that there would have been the one dog there.
Yeah.
All that they wanted. Like you said, these dogs to move up, don't they? That was just a plot of dog of the night on the draw, that for me. Didn't think it was the fastest dog in the race, but it's got great early. It led them all around Limerick. I mean, nearly beat Bob Stern, found another gate when he picked it up at Limerick, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's found another gate tonight, to be fair to her.
Yeah.
She's a brilliant bitch, yeah. Don't get many better, faster bitches or dogs.
Yeah, I
Good
backed her in
old
the plate,
Shelbourne.
in the Irish Derby plate. I thought she was a certainty. Backed her at 12s. I just thought she was just a knocking bet, and then she got a poxy draw in the final and never got a run.
Oh,
And she nearly turned it.
Yeah. She's been unlucky with draws.
Yeah.
I think she's the best bitch around by a country mile, really. I think even I know Fabulous Azura ran well that night, but if she gets to draw that bobsleigh dream, she's got different gear pace.
Yeah, what is Kokoro still going? Have they retired her?
Yeah, I don't know.
Crafty Kokoro?
Good dog.
You'd think would have been out tonight.
Well, they've got that other bitch as well, haven't they? They might be in season, might not? You don't know the issue.
She might be in season.
Season. The other bitch, haven't they? The white bitch. There's Buckley's, haven't they? They've got that other bitch that got the Derby final.
Sing Along Sally. She is retired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's retired. Sing Along Sally. Yeah.
Has she retired? Is she? All right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Still retiring at the right time over there. They're doing the over racing, did they? So they better it stood on there.
Yeah.
What do we like here, chaps?
I think the bitch we've got is run on Sunday. What's in the trap 1? No, hang on. Yeah, trap 1.
Yeah, I'm with Watty. I think Crystal.
It's bookends for me. It's the 1 and the 6. I think the 6 has got a beautiful draw, in some decent form as well.
Yeah, she has.
Beat Petersburg recently. Beat Sentimental Lad.
Yeah, the only worry for me was Crystal's. She trialled before this, 1911. I know it's a sprint trial and she's not a sprinter, but it's not fantastic. Be a slight worry, but on previous form, I'd be happy betting her. 29-48 Limerick. But it's another good race. Look, well, it's all good racing tonight, isn't it? So. This is what we're missing in the UK, isn't it? Though, why don't we do this? Why can't we have a track or the GBG
gala racing on a Saturday?
Puts up £5,000 a race, and all the best dogs from Ireland come over, and all the best dogs from Britain come over, and we have a gala night. And I'll go back to it I know I keep saying it, but it's just a shame. If you think, I couldn't believe it. I read something the other day that I think Graham Racing was the 4th or the 5th most attended sport in Britain still. And if you think how big so many sports are in Britain, that's an amazing statistic. To think that the numbers, I know some tracks are empty, but the numbers are still coming through the door at certain tracks. It's got to be doable, but the massive change is needed. And like so, I can keep saying it till I'm blue in the face, but that's not going to change anything. It's the people at the top that need to change it.
Yeah,
it's a shame, really. I think PL's got the right idea heading to Ireland with these tracks. So yeah, I might follow him.
I'm not. No, we were going to go. We're not going now. But it's taken so long. We actually did put a deposit on the house, and that all fell through. And then
really?
Yeah. So
yeah. See, if I was 10 years younger, and I hadn't met my beautiful missus, I would be on the first flight to Australia.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I was the same as you. I keep saying I started doing Irish racing with Go Barky Mad in 2000, and I kept saying I'd love to go there, and I haven't been. But
I think Jamie Kingsley, funny enough, is out there at the minute. I've seen on Twitter.
Oh, is he right?
The Hove trainer, he's gone out there for the new year, and he's been over and watched a few of the tracks. We keep saying to Nathan, because Nathan's got his missus, but he's not got no kids or nothing. We keep trying to egg him on to go over there and have a kennel, because we put dogs with him straight away. It's crazy. Like, I do keep mentioning it, and it's not really relevant in the discussion because obviously we're in Britain and they're in Australia. But that race the other night, is it the Phoenix that they ran?
Yeah,
1.6 million Australian dollars, which you don't get that for horse racing in Britain. Let alone dog racing. It's crazy money.
Yeah.
It's crazy money. It is crazy money.
But you're right about, why can't a bookmaker or someone put on a special night like this in England? I mean, we had someone from Bookmakers on a few months ago, and they said that just one of the bookmakers makes 600 grand a week profit just off the dogs. Yeah, 10%. One day's profit would put on the best night racing in the sport.
And puts nothing back in, by the way.
Yeah.
It puts nothing back in, by the way. It's like every time on RPG TV, you have that bloke from Betfred, you have that wanker from Unibet, and not one of them will say, why don't you all right, you sponsored this big race at Chelbourne, you sponsored this big race here, you sponsored this race here. How about putting some money into ground racing rather than putting the two bob in like you do? But none of them will ask them that question because, right? Well, it just annoys me, you know what I mean? It's like, just ask them and then put something in. I tweeted him on that Brett bloke. Oh, since you've asked so nicely, and then the jobs he ignored me, he's just been, and then a few people give him a bit of stick, but what an absolute tosser that bloke is. And it's just like unbelievable that these firms can come on that programme every Saturday, tell you about what racing they're sponsoring and what they're doing, but they're putting nothing back into ground racing and they're not even questioned about it.
Yeah.
Arseholes.
It's rotten from the core up. So much needs to change, and like I say, it's all right, us and owners like us and people that put their hand in their pocket like us talking about it, but the people at the top need to do it. And at the minute, the way it is, the current landscape, it just won't happen. It's a shame, but hopefully one day something happens, and we'll see.
But what do they get? Like you say at the moment, 0.06% or something of the money, and it's like, hang on a minute. There's people, and then it's a voluntary as well. How is it voluntary?
It's not, 0.6% of turnover.
That number's
and it's voluntary as well, isn't it? So you've got firms who aren't paying.
It's entirely voluntary. Yeah. Who was the guy who was in charge of the GBD? Tom something, the old guy. What was he called?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Tom Kelly.
He was such a top man, apparently.
Yeah, that was it. So just before he got made head of them, there was a parliamentary commission on greyhound racing, and I watched it because I'm sad like that. And they said, would you like the government to put in place a mandatory levy? Yeah. And he said, and that was the chance for the sport to get everyone to contribute. At that point, it would have raised millions, tens of millions, probably more for the game, more for welfare. And he sat there in front of this parliamentary committee and said, no, I don't want. We don't want a compulsory levy. We'd rather everyone just volunteer to do it. And then next thing, he's head of the GBGB. All his bookmaking mates are in there, and it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. That was the one opportunity we had, and we just got sold down the river by another bookmaker's man, and it just happens over and over again.
Yeah.
But he's such a top man, according to all, what a guy he was. Fucking hell.
I'm sure he was a lovely bloke. I'm sure you could have had a pint with him and a good laugh, but just a bad move for the sport.
I'm not just saying.
No, it is. But like I say, hopefully now we've made whatever we've done with Toaster and stuff, other owners come together, because that owners at the minute ultimately own the power. At some tracks that's not true. But at some tracks it is. At tracks like Romford, 90% of dogs are owned by owners. If you look at the cards, there's a lot of owners. There's a lot of owners at Crayford. I'm not sure what it's like up north at Sunderland, Newcastle, and places like that. But if we come together and we actually try and do something like that,
the kennel I'm in, most of the dogs are owned by owners. Get on bells.
But in three or 4 years' time, we're not going to have that chance. And that's my point.
Yeah.
We're not going to get that opportunity to do anything because they are going to be owned by tracks and trainers. And that then becomes grand roulette, which I don't like that term, but a lot of the graded racing these days is like spinning a ball, and what you land on is what you land on.
Like to say, when the track have put our dogs and boxed them up, the trainers rang us and said, "Have you seen the draw? Yeah, well, pull her out." And we pulled our dogs out off the penny card like before. They've ramped, and the trainers agreed with us, and we've done that regular. Not having the dog getting put on the floor with a stupid draw, and eventually you get in the right track, don't you? But the problem is, we've got 3 bitches. They're all A1 bitches, and they don't put Tuesday. There isn't an A1 race. Well, if he's in A1 race, we're not in it anyway.
But then that's where I feel a little bit sorry for you guys up there, Watty, because how much opportunity is there for open racing at Sunderland? You have your competitions, but there's not regular opens up there. So you've got nice A1 bitches, like you say, but you could do with minor opens, and you just don't get that. But yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit disheartening.
Well, it's arc, isn't it? I keep
Thanks,
saying,
Aaron.
I keep going to buy me more. I've got a pup there, and I'm not sure whether that's going to even chase at the minute. But I keep saying that's going to be the last one. But you get a phone call, and the next thing you've got another one. But hey ho.
Let's get Crystal on here, and then we'll be happy, won't we?
Come on, let's have a good start. Come on.
The final race on the card. The Small Maya Open 600. 1 Buckos Crystal, 2 Ballymac Whisper, 3 Magical Mary, 4 Toolmaker Wild, 5 Ben's Teddy, 6 Doopy's Nice One. Hair up behind Traps. Racing. Good start by 3 in the middle. Magical Mary took an absolute flyer. She's clear into the bag. From in second.
Thought she was a big price at 10.
6 Doopy's Nice One, but it's Magical Mary leads into the back. 1 in second. Buckers Crystal. Ben's Teddy now gives chase, but it's Magical Mary. Look at Ben's Teddy move. He's flying into second, but up front it's Magical Mary. Ben's Teddy. Doopy's Nice One arrives for the rush, but up front Magical Mary, a tough nut to crack. Don't forget the second winning line. Magical Mary. Magical Mary digging deep. Gets there.
He likes to remind the cameraman.
And back in third.
I thought she was a big price at double figures there as well, Magical Mary.
So five's on a burster, but not quite got there.
5 has run a brilliant race. I thought that, like you say, you don't have, well, like you say, you're getting dogs at big prices, and you never again, will you know what I mean? Doesn't have to go bingo like that, man. 5's run a blind here. But what a fantastic night's racing.
Yeah, really good. That was a real treat, wasn't it?
Just a shame we can't get that over here, like I say. But
yeah,
I'll keep plugging on. I'll keep moaning, and hopefully one day someone takes notice and they make a change. And I will carry on.
If the bookmakers put the hands in the pockets.
I'm not. Like, I hope I come across as not miserable in it, because I'm not. I love dog racing.
No,
but there's just so much wrong with UK dog racing.
No,
and the reason why I go on Twitter and talk about it is because it gets attention. And I'll keep doing that. I don't care. I honestly, I don't care if people think I'm an idiot. I do not care. I will carry on, because all I want is what's best for our sport, and I love the sport. I've fallen in love with the sport. I spend fortunes on dogs. We all do, and we deserve more for what we're spending, and we're not getting it. So I'll carry on being a miserable sod, and hopefully one day someone sees it and goes, "Oh, do you know what? He might be right."
Yeah, but it's not being miserable. It's not being miserable. What's best for the sport? It's being miserable. It's being realistic. Why should you spend thousands of pounds and run for pennies? It's absolute utter bollocks. Right. And like you said, we'll get all the money out of it.
No.
And,
well, nice to end the night on a high.
All. And those.
Well, profit. We've had a profitable night, which is good.
Nobody's. Go on, Jet. Well, thank you very much for inviting me on. And it's nice to meet you.
Pleasure as
Jack, and,
always.
see you again, PL.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you guys, thanks for having me.
And
It's
all
been
the rest
great.
of them.
What
James
is-
Tombo, and I'll be looking forward to coming up for
Donny tomorrow.
What?
Don't
What,
ask them
just-
to have them cover again.
Just,
It's amazing how-
just to end on this quickly,
No, hey?
I know Craig
Go
got
on.
thrown off here for calling people a nonce, but has anyone ever told you you look like Gary Glitter? and on that note, I'm going to go. I'll see you later.
Gonna be,
Right, that'll
wanna be-
do.
why do you want-
We're stopping now. Good night.
You want-
Bye, everyone. Bye, bye,
you
bye.
want to be in my gang, like?